Welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Wednesday night midweek. Hope you are all doing well. It's actually flown in. I can see that seems to be a problem with the live comments, and I don't know how I am going to actually fix that. Um, we will see if. Hold on, I'll just say hi and just see. I think the live chat is up and running again. It looks like it's up and running. But yeah, so if you have watched me videos over the last couple of days, you will see that I've put a video up focusing on Series 12. Now, what's interesting about this article from I think it's Cultbox is that it actually says in the article that it looks like it's I think they say reshoot. I'll have the article here and I'll read the article out to you. But it's very interesting because what it does, it actually kind of backs up what all the sources, including myself, have been saying. And again, the silence is very deafening from the BBC. But I'll read this article anyway, right? So it says Doctor Who Series 12 filming with aliens in Cardiff. Now, this article was out on the 6th of August of obviously this year. And the article is by Andrea Lawford. Lawford. Sorry, Lawford. Yeah, it's a weird name. They always have weird names. So I'll read the article anyway. A few brief scenes from Doctor Who Series 12 were filmed with three actors during a night shoot on Spencer Street in Cardiff on Monday, August 5th. A film crew blocked off the street and put up cones in the daylight hours, setting up a scene before nightfall. An extra who played a passerby gave a few curious backwards glances as she passed by the alien who had the appearance of an oddly dressed and coiffured human, whatever that means. Yet another actor dressed in a black robe was seen filming scenes with the first alien. He was also portrayed as an oddly dressed alien in human guise. It says the actor playing the first alien approached the second alien and was overheard saying, "What do you think it feels like for them to be such tiny, Im, Im, imperial fragments of existence?" If I said that word right. But this is the part that I was interested in. The scene filmed was possibly a pickup for an earlier filming block, right? Now, Doctor Who apparently was supposed to wrap up in July. The fact that they're still filming actually kind of collaborates what everybody said that they're behind in filming. So that's one thing that can definitely be said that the sources have got accurate is the fact that they're so far behind. So there has to be some truth in the fact that scripts are not being handed in fully, and that there had to be reshoots done. There is no word yet on the identity of the actors. We will bring you more information as Doctor Who Series 12 production progresses. Now, I have got photographs. Now, it's going to be very hard, obviously, for you to see them, but I'll try my best to show you the photographs that I have. So this is um, the first alien. Now, it's very hard to see, but you can see they're wearing a kind of a silver cloak, and then you've got the other baldy fella, and he's wearing a black cloak, right? And then obviously there's more scenes with them. So hold on, I've already showed you that one, haven't I? And then there's more there. And there they are, just doing a bit of makeup. Someone made the point, obviously, that there seemed to be no sign of Jodie Whittaker or Chris Chibnall, but obviously, like, obviously they weren't part of that scene or whatever. But it does go to show you that they are behind. Um, Also, just before I came on live, I was talking to a person that I've been talking to, and obviously, they have a source as well. And obviously, the night that everything went out, they were putting their information out. Um, and the Christmas special now, because of obviously you saying on the article that I've read out, they are so far behind now. It might be the case that the Christmas special will happen, but it won't be a Christmas special. They're thinking of it might be an Easter special. Now that it hasn't been confirmed by my source, but the source that has confirmed this is pretty reliable. So. As I said, it's up to you as whether you believe that or not. Obviously, I had told you as well that Jodie Whittaker had to stay and basically fulfill her contract requirements and stuff like that. But let's see who's actually on because the chat did go apparently. So we have Geek Named Joel, Bad Wolf, Yvette is here. And then it says the messages. Can someone do me a favor and see if the chat is still down? See if you can just say hi. Let me know who's actually here. And also, if you could share the link, I'd really appreciate it. And give the video a like as well. If you can also hear me as well, I'm gonna see if I can get this. Well, it looks like it's working. I'm gonna write hello. See if anybody could see it in the chat. And if you can, let me know, right? But yeah. So we've got two weird looking aliens. They look humanoid. I seen someone say that one of them could be the Black Guardian. Obviously we don't know, but obviously the fans are going to speculate. There's also video footage of that actual whole scene happening. Someone managed to capture it, and apparently there's video footage on. Well, not apparently. I've seen the video footage. There's video footage on Twitter. Um, I don't know. It just we'll have to see. I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that they're still filming is just yeah. It says a lot to me. And it's isn't it funny though? All these news articles that are coming out are actually all quoting the Radio Times article, which is like so. There's no new information coming out. It's all coming from that Radio Times article. Do you know what I mean? They're all quoting the Radio Times article. Nobody has received any for Radio Times or any of those other media outlets that are all talking and trying to discredit the people that leak this information. Yeah, yeah, it has no basis at all, right? The Radio Times article is full of bull. It's full of bull. There's no official BBC source whatsoever. So we'll see. Look, only time will tell. But the one thing that is certain is that they have fallen behind filming this abomination, and they were filming right up until the 6th of August, filming a night scene. Jodie Whittaker wasn't part of that uh, filming sequence, but you have seen the photographs. I've showed you here now the best I can. I will put the photographs up on Twitter. I don't think I have them up on Twitter. I do, I think, have them up. Actually, I don't have them up anywhere yet. I will put them up on Twitter. So anybody wants to have a look at them, I'll put them up on Twitter and Facebook. And actually, I have. I've put them up on. There's a video. So that news article that I read out to you, I put that video up last night, and the photographs are at the end of that news article, right? So after this live stream, obviously go and check that video out. And you will see the photographs. So you can pause the video or whatever you want to do and have a closer look at the videos and do your own analysis and all this stuff. I don't see the live chat moving at all. So I'm assuming for all the use it's still not working. and it's only working for me. Um, and I don't know how. See, I don't know if you can actually refresh the page while you're live, and I don't think you could do that. Um, if any sees nobody can even write to me and let me know how to actually, if there's any way of fixing this, because I don't see anybody. Like I've said hello twice, and there doesn't seem to be anybody. Um, hold on, I'm trying something here. Ah, there you go. Okay, right, restore chat. No, see, okay, it's not working on this side. I have to actually put it up, but I don't know if it blocks users from actually. Hold on, pop out chat. Right, I'll just have to minimize the chat and right there we go. Hold on. Someone said F5. Okay, I'll try that. I'll try that. Hang on, lads. Hang on. I can see the chat there now. Right, so F5. Where is F5 on this stupid thing though? Oh my god. Right, this is. I don't like these modern computers. Like, why can't you just leave everything simple? Right, I'll just have to do it this way. Right, let's have a look who's here. And right. So, we've got Barry here. We've got Anthony here. Tardis, Bull, how are you? Joyous Monkey, Not My Doctor Who, and Super John. Welcome all. I don't know if you can actually see me now. Can you actually still all see me? Because I have to have this chat up this way because there's no F5 on this bloody computer. So uh yeah. So I don't know what to do there. Grant. Alright, so you can see me. Right, Grant. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, I've done a video on that news article and the photographs are there if you want to have a look and see after this live stream. Um, what else? I had something else as well. So just yeah, I see that no live chat available. I have it now. Where else was there? Right, Grant. Everybody is telling me that. Hold on. I could see it and I refreshed the page to get it working. Yeah, but while I'm live, can I actually refresh the page that I'm actually on? Or is it gonna cut out the live stream? Um I see Stephen Cassidy is here as well, Lounge Lizard. Welcome all. Um Look, we'll go with this. I don't know why it's not working. Some weird reason. Maybe it's because I've had it up for ages. Oh, I didn't mean to do that now. Right, there we go. Right, it's fine. Right, we'll just forget about it anyway. We'll just continue anyway. It's not. I can still see the live chat here anyway, and I've got a few of me mods in here as well, just in case there is any bother tonight. But there shouldn't be. Yeah. So as I said, all these news articles, because it's funny because All these pro Jody support. I don't even answer them anymore now. I haven't in days now. They just keep posting all these articles to me, like, and they're all quoting the Radio Times, like. So I mean, like, I don't believe the Radio Times, so I don't know what yous are all trying to like say. At the end of the day, um, as I said, the truth is going to come out in the end. It always does. You can never keep something like that hidden. And look, as I've said, they're not very popular. So, I mean, they're not staying around. Look, whether the rumors, right? They're not. Look, I say rumors, but even though I know because sources told me, so I believe my source. But for everybody else out there, they say it's a rumor. So we'll just say rumor, right? Those rumors out there, right? Regardless whether people believe them or not, right? Series 12 is Jodie Whittaker's and Chris Chibnall's last. I said it March the 1st, right? I broke it on this channel. The source told me it was game over. It doesn't matter what happened in Cardiff. They were always going after Series 12 anyway. So, like, this just like this just puts the icing on the cake for people like me, because it just goes to show that we've been right all along by saying that everything hasn't been rosy uh in the background. Do you know what I mean? And all the changes that have happened also behind the scenes that we've also reported about on this channel also. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, as I've said, like, you could keep you could keep sending me the articles. It's fine, because when the announcement is made, because trust me, they're gone. There's no way they're staying now. They're gone. Series 12 is their last. The 5 year plan. See the 5 year plan. BBC ripped it up. They ripped up the 5 year plan, right? They ripped up Chris Chibnall's 5 year plan because they've realised, they've looked at Chris Chibnall's 5 year plan, and they've decided that that's not the way they want Doctor Who to go. Finally, someone in the BBC has finally copped on and said enough is a fuck enough, right? It's a TV show. It's not a place for political propaganda, all right? And I put up another video, and I don't know if you has actually watched it, but you should actually watch it. It's a very good video. Again, it's another article. It's about Malcolm Hulk, right? The guy that did the Silurian episodes with John Pertwee. They talk about his political episodes, and it's called Political Writing Done Right. Okay, and it's up. So I'm actually watching Pertwee's era now. I found all of Pertwee's era on this nice little place that I'm watching it now, and I'm actually on those episodes. And I have to say, there is a political theme in it, but it's done absolutely correctly, right? It's done correctly within the boundaries of Doctor Bloody Who. Now they've completely flipped it. So I mean, look, again, that's another video you should check out. You will see that my content has kind of upped a little bit, because I have fallen a little bit behind because I've been doing these live streams, and I have been kind of neglecting the other side. So I won't be neglecting that side anymore. So I'll be doing this. I'll be still doing the videos that I've always done, plus the live streams also. I'm gonna read a few of your comments anyway, because we have a good few people here. And it's nice to see us all here, and a few new names as well. It's always good to have new people here, and welcome. If you like what I'm saying, please give the video a like. I have checked the messenger now. I know that I have a sus now. I'm going to use the live chat this way. Um, Let me see. Where are we? Stephen Cassidy said, those Jodie lovers are blind and stupid. Milan Review says, real or fake, Nikki, whatever that means. Bad Wolf says, people power will prevail. A Lounge Lizard says, I don't know who Unearthly is. Unknown 289, welcome Unknown 289. Is Lizard supposed to have a green or black background? Stephen Cassidy says Radio Times is the equivalent of uh, Pravada. Yeah. Milan Review says Radio Times is fake news. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? All these Jody fans think that Radio Times is actually something of relevance to the BBC. They used to have a good relationship with the Radio Times, but apparently now, as now I don't know this, and I should have actually checked it out. But apparently, Radio Times now is owned by a German company, and they don't have the same access that they used to have to BBC. So I wouldn't be listening. And anyway, if you actually read the Radio Times article, and I'll keep saying this, and people say, why do you keep saying it? Because I want to keep it in the limelight, because BBC are going to try shove this under the carpet. And I don't want it to be shoved under the carpet, right? At the end of the day, something happened in Cardiff, right? Because the fact that they've remained silent is just beyond me. Because the longer they remain silent, the more fans are going to keep thinking that there's something has gone on, right? And the fact that they're still filming and back up what sources have been saying, including my source, is just like, do you know what I mean? Like the fact it's just ridiculous. Radio Times is the BBC mouthpiece, and the article doesn't actually deny anything. Exactly, it doesn't come from an official source within the Doctor Who production team. They say inside sources, right? What the hell does that mean? Do you know what I mean? Doctor Who should go back to being black and white. Uh, I don't think black and white episodes would work today, but I get what you're saying. That's from Roblox Doctor Who. Bad Wolf 66 says these dark times are ending. Um, uh, d- 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 I hate to break it to you, but I think these fake accounts may be back. Um, Stephen Cassidy says, I used to enjoy Radio Times. I used to enjoy it at Christmas and the film shows, etc. I know, I mean, like the radio, you can get the Radio Times here in Ireland, like, and years ago, I used to pick up an hour Radio Times because obviously with the Doctor Who Christmas specials and all, there used to be loads of stuff in the Radio Times. But you know what I mean? Look, when you get older, you can actually see the world for what it is. You can actually see the way society has gone, and you can see what they're doing in the film and music industry and stuff like that. You know, you wise up a lot more. Even films I remember watching as a kid, if you look back at those and you see all the little pieces of stuff that they put in it, like it's unbelievable. Oh, by the way, Friday night's live stream, we've decided Friday night's live stream is going to be a bit more relaxed. So there'll be no Doctor Who talk. We're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and if you believe in ghosts and all this stuff and you know urban legends, all that other stuff. So Friday night's live stream is going to be about all that. We'll whack in a bit of 80s stuff, bit of 90s, all their stuff that we grew up with childhood and all that, and all stories that we heard growing up as kids, like haunted stories, kids, the stories that your mothers, mammies and daddies used to tell you when you were kids to get you to sleep, and it'd always be a bleeding scary one. Um, Comparing Capaldi to Whittaker is like comparing angels to Satan, says Amid Yashid. I like that comment. Um, brilliant. I love it. Welcome aboard, by the way. Um, Lounge Lizard says, I'm not fake. I'm Matthew the Welsh Bint. Um, Well, I don't see that you've said that, and that's not bad. But look, as everybody has said, I've had enough of trolls on this, so let's just try keep the conversation civil. If you don't agree with anything I have to say, actually, just give me a reason why you don't. You don't have to. Nobody has to resort to name calling or anything like that, right? Look, I'm not even. I have been doing that a lot lately, and I'm not going to be doing it anymore. Look, at the end of the day, even if I don't agree with them, they're entitled to their opinion. But I don't want anybody coming on here now and causing any trouble. So if you don't agree with anything I have to say, just tell me why you don't agree, and that's fine. So Bigger on the outside says, I don't think the real lounge lizard would say Okay, right. Well, I've got me moderators there. So if it is a if it is a bad account, then um actually, yeah. If there's any accounts that are on this that have no subscribers, then get rid of them, please. And thank you. Um, and I see my wife is actually on doing our modship. Welcome, Mrs. Love you, by the way. Um, right, let's stop talking about that guy. Let's just get back to what we were talking about, okay? Um, this is this is what from now on, right? From now on, guys, right? Because I have to do the same as well, right? So if anybody comes in there like that, don't even reply back to them. Just let the mods do their job, um, and we'll just give them no credence, all right? Because you know what I mean? That's what they want. They want attention. So don't give them attention. Let's not let them spoil it for us, right? Um, because I've been answering these people back as well. And I've stopped the last couple of days and I intend to keep it that way. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, as I've said, you know, it'll all come out in the end anyway. And I love my wife because do you know what? Like she's there and she wanted to watch other stuff. But she's obviously helping me out tonight. So I love you. Um, Joyous Monkey says, "Mine's the Earth. More chance of Doctor showing up on the Earth." Stephen Cassidy says, "Mine's Spurting, which sounds like a Greek island." Channel Pup. I'm glad Matthew the Welsh bint is gone. Oh wow, Channel Pup is here. Welcome, Channel Pup. Nice to have you here. Um, Not my Doctor Who says I don't have subscribers, but I am real. Yeah, I know you're real. So don't nobody get I know they're real because I talk to them all the time. So um Milan Review says that's a fake account. No, not my doctor is not. Um, a fake Channel Pup account, but how are they making these accounts? Oh, it's not the real Channel Pup. They make them so fab. Yeah, but listen. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't be paying any attention to them, guys. Right? Look, don't be paying any attention. Hold on. Who's who's here? Right, Stephen. Are you still here? Stephen Cassidy. Are you still here? Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Yeah. Do you want to be mod? Uh, because you give us a help out. I think Bad Wolf is gone for a few minutes. Um, doesn't matter. Just ignore them, right? Just ignore them. Come on. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. Uh, so I mean, look, I got sent. Oh, by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Neil Perkins. He is one of my he's someone that I talk to on Facebook. We're in groups together, and he just sent me this amazing video um, that he did for me. So I'm gonna put it in my next video. But I have to say, look at guys from the thumbnails to the videos and all the stuff that I've been sent through email. Oh, by the way, I know he's not here, but I just want to say thank you to what's his name? Mad Scientist Soaps. I just want to say thank you. I've got all your stuff, and thanks for putting it into audio for me because he actually wrote in the email. I know you don't like reading, so I put it into audio for you. So, uh, what you call. So thanks for that as well. I appreciate it. Joyous Monkey says still here. Grant. Stephen Cassidy is still here. Yeah, and Tyrese is still here. Barry is still here. And I'm reading stuff about Malaysia while listening to you, Noel. Wow. Any interesting facts you want to throw out there for us all? Um, Raymond O'Reilly just got in. I believe Walsh comments today on Twitter. What Bradley Walsh? What did Bradley Walsh say, Raymond? Did he? I didn't even know he had a Twitter account. Noel, you belong in the. I'm not even reading that. Um, that's disgusting, actually. Um, that is actually. Sorry. Wow. Yes, in South Wales filming. Um, so he said something. Hold on, I'll just check. So you said he's on Twitter, is he? I didn't know he was on Twitter. Interesting. See what he said. But remember, don't forget, like, there's gonna be like there's gonna be all this united front crap, right? Now I know better than anybody because I anybody that supports a football team, right? Now I know it's a bit out of context, but it's kind of similar, right? So there's always something going on behind the scenes, especially at Manchester United. There's different stories coming out, right? Now we fans know, right, that when something goes wrong, right, and the club tries to fix it, right? What they do then is they go on the charm offensive. So then you start getting all these posts out, right? It's kind of showing a united front sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? To make it look like that everything is a okay. Now I'll have a look at this Bradley. Well, I didn't know Bradley Walsh was actually on Twitter because actually would have followed Bradley Walsh because I like Bradley Walsh. I love the chase as well. Now I haven't watched the chase in a while. I'm not going to lie, but I do love watching the chase. He's funny on that. Promo only. Okay, that's not his official. That's not Bradley Walsh's official. Um, is this him here? No. Right. Well, I can't find that, but I'll take your word for it. But what did he actually say? If you don't mind me asking you, Raymond, just so we can. Uh, I can't find Bradley Walsh on Twitter either. See, what I know, I'm not actually doubting Raymond either. He probably is. See, what happens is that the BBC. Remember, even though it's his account now that he works for the BBC, they probably have some sort of like what YouTube do. You know, all these algorithms and all, and they kind of scope out. You know, not my doctor words. You know, keywords and probably then that's why we can't find them because so I can't find them there now myself. But there was other people that I couldn't find, but other people could for me. Um, as I said, this is what I heard. No, Raymond, I'm not doubting you whatsoever, man. It does happen. I mean, there's people that I've tried to check on Twitter, and then someone else be able to find them. I think sometimes it depends on the device. I know that sounds stupid, but seriously, there's be lots of people that I do try find and I can't find them, like, and then someone else will find them for me. So I'm not doubting you, so don't worry. It'll pop up somewhere anyway. Always does. I hear Tyrese says, "Cheers, Mrs. Zone." Ah, that's funny. I like that. I like that. That's at the catching on a bit, hasn't it? That Mrs. Zone business. Um, yeah, that's funny. I like that. I like that. I wonder, does Mrs. Zone like it herself? Check your Facebook Messenger now. Oh my God, I'm getting messages like a good thing to it. I Right, hold on. What have I got here? Mrs. Zone approves. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I know that's you in the chat. Also, yeah, so you're here. So I was telling everybody about your video. So I just want to thank you for the video, and I'm gonna put it in the next video. Um, and for your first attempt as well, by the way, I'm impressed, and I'm not just saying that. I am. It's actually very good. I couldn't have done it better myself. I've always wanted to try something like that. How does Mrs. Zone weigh? Oh, someone is actually at the like faking an account of me wife. Like, he is actually that sad. Seriously, seriously. Yeah. Can I make you a moderator, Stephen? Ace Creeper is here. Hi guys. How are you, Ace Creeper? Nice to have you here in the chat. Sorry for a minute, just a little bit distracted with these idiots. Um, right, we've got a new moderator, and this moderator is going to terminate you. What's wrong, love? I know. I seen that. I seen that. I seen that. Uh, it'll be fine. See, this is what annoys me, right? I don't mind if you just come after me, right? And I really don't, right? But like, you don't come after me family like that. That's just a load of crap. All because you don't like a TV show. See, this is why I keep saying this. All because you don't like a TV show. Actually keep saying that to yourself, right? And actually listen to how ridiculous that actually sounds, right? Because it is actually ridiculous, right? It'll all end. These people have nothing better to do. Ignore them. Hey, no. Can't find Bradley Walsh on Twitter. Only promo account, says Stuart. Ace Creeper says, I'm real. Yvette says, no, I'm happy to mod here is when I'm here. That's okay. I'll do that now as well. Why not? Um, so you should be now, I think. Who else have we got on the chat? We've got Anthony here as well. How are you, Anthony? Nice to have you here. Um, Milan Review says happy to mod as well. So there you go. So there now, right. So you don't have to alert. You don't have to alert me of any posts that shouldn't be up. Right? I think there's 5 mods now. Um, 5 mods here now. So let's just get on with it, right? But yeah, just want to say, and another thing as well, I just want to say thanks to everybody that has actually sent me all the thumbnails as well. As you can see, I've been using different thumbnails, and the reason why I've been able to do that is because I've been getting them sent to me. So I really appreciate that as well. Um, Lizzie G says, hi, I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I've been loving your videos. Don't let the trolls get you down. Thanks for the good work. Thanks, Lizzie, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. Wow. Wow, nice to have you on board. Uh, what's going on? I'm getting confused now because I just see Cheryl Glynn was hidden by Milan Reviews, and I'm just hoping it's not my wife. Ah, that's oh my god. Right. So what else was I right? So I've checked all the messages that I need. Okay, that was a fake Mrs. Zone. Okay, don't worry. Okay, right. We're good. We're good. But it is. It actually is kind of sad. Anthony says, "Have been watching your videos for a while. Keep up the good work." Thanks very much, Anthony, and thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. I was busy reporting the fake me. I love me wife's sense of humor. Uh, and Lizzie G says, on you, mate. Nice to have you on board, seriously. Bigger on the outside says, hey, no, please ignore unearthly. I'm sorry for this. I don't even know what's going on. So, um, I haven't seen that. And so, thanks for the heads up. I won't delete anything unless told by you. Well, you'll know that, Stephen, you'll know the accounts to delete. Trust me. They don't hide the fact that they're trolls. Real Mrs. Zone is the mod. Thanks to the others for being on it. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I have one, two, three, four, five mods. Apparently, Brothers has quit Doctor Who. Well, broke that. I broke that on the night that all the information um, went out. I had received that information. I was dropping hints 2 days beforehand anyway, but I received that information 2 days before it even broke. Yeah, apparently he's not happy with all the bickering that has been going on. So apparently he walked, yeah, which is sad because I like Bradley Walsh and he's the only one, in my opinion. Even Tolson Cole, yeah, to a certain extent, but Bradley Walsh is the only one, in fairness, that can actually leave that franchise with his head held high. Um, there's nothing he could have done with those bad scripts, to be honest with you. He actually, if he had played the Doctor, would have done a better job than Jodie Whittaker, and that's just the truth of the matter. But he's the only one that can actually go and just be, he'd be fine after Doctor Who. I don't think the others will. Judging by the trolls, Jodie zombies seem to be in a state of panic. They are in a state of panic because the longer the BBC think that by staying silent, yeah, that it's all going to go away, right? But the thing about it is that it is really killing them that there is no official confirmation by the BBC whether this or didn't happen. And as long as the BBC stay silent, the more they're going to actually uh, lash out. It's just their natural reaction. But at the end of the day, look, when she's gone, they're going to be gone. Well, most of them will be gone, and then the others then they either pipe down or they're gonna look at 2 years. This side of the fandom has had to take the insults, the threats, the invasion of privacy, all of this. Right? That's 2 years of anger all built up. Can you imagine? I'm telling you now, me, myself, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to laugh that day when it's done, right? But there'll be other YouTubers that have been abused, right? That day, they're going to do a video and they're just going to go on a mad one. They're going to call everybody out. And they're rightly entitled to do that because of the 2 years of abuse that they faced. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if I were them, I would be trying to, get on the good side of this fandom because, as soon as Jodie Whittaker is gone, that's it. It's not. There's not. I'm being honest with you. I don't see the Doctor ever going back to a female. I think the experiment has been tried and has failed. Uh, the Stephen Cassidy says, I saw Brother's face in the picture of Jodie in that fairy outfit. Ooh, the shame. Unknown 289 says, did you see the interview where they were all glaring at Bradley Walsh as if they wanted to kill him? I wouldn't be surprised. Yves says, the BBC won't admit anything. They spin a yarn as normal. Anthony says, am going to love it when she's gone. Look, but as I did say, right, while she is gone and Chris Chibnall is gone, and that's all well and good, and we could celebrate the fact that they're gone, right? But when you take a step back and you really look at it, there is actually going to be nothing to celebrate because, they've left the show in a state, right? And they've left the show in such an impossible, it's going to be such an impossible task for the next showrunner. It doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be an impossible task to get the show back to somewhere near even an uh, RTD style of era. It's got like that popularity. It's going to be very hard. Um, and that's while I am a little bit more optimistic about the future. It could still go all pear shaped. I mean, if they choose the wrong showrunner, right, and they choose the wrong person to play the Doctor, okay, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If they don't get it right this time, there's no going back. This is the last chance saloon now. After Series 12, and then they decide what they're doing, who they've chosen, blah blah blah. Their next series will be the most important series of the history of this show. Trust me, if that series does not if this series is not a success, right? Series 13, forget about Series 12. If Series 13 is not a success, then Doctor Who is in serious trouble. It is. It's in serious trouble. There is no going back. And then the best solution, in my opinion, is if Series 13 doesn't pick up, then you end it. You end it. It's as simple as that. You end it for a while and you give it a break. And then maybe then in a couple of years' time, when a fresh eye looks at it, then it can come back. Um, Bigger on the outside says, Noel, I agree with you 100%. Yvette says, can't do any worse. Raymond O'Reilly says, I think they need a 4-year break till the 60th and bring the big guns out. Um, Big guns will come back for the 60th. The 60th is going to be, seriously, 60th, in my opinion, is going to be better than the 50th because I have high hopes. I really do for the 60th. If what I've heard is true, um, then the 60th is going to be something epic. If if they get it right. Unknown 289 says, I think there were two bigger on the outside accounts. It's grand. Just pay no attention. The mods are doing their job, and thank you very much, mods. Uh, oh my God, how many are there first? My stream now, yours. I've been getting this ever since the news broke. And I put the information out there live on that night. I've been getting this uh since the news broke. Um, I've even had a few threats as well. So I mean, it's nothing that I can't handle. Don't worry, I'm here to ban them all. Super John says, I don't think Whittaker will be in the 60th because if true, she'll walked out along with Chibnall. She won't do it. I don't want her to do it anyway. I don't want to look because this is what will happen. It'll expose her even more anyway, right? Because it will show that she is nothing like uh did our predecessors whatsoever. And they're better, they've got better talent anyway. Joyous Monkey says, do you think Whittaker will pollute the 60th with her scrounging? Nah, I don't think she'd be part of the 60th, to be honest with you. Um, I've got plenty of mods now at the moment, Tardis. I've got 5 mods there, and I've only got, I don't know even how many is actually in the chat. or how many is watching. Because obviously, hold on, let's see if the chat is restored. No, it's not. Oh, there's 38 people watching. Give the video a like if you like what I'm saying. Anyway, where's this chat now? We're 50 minutes in, so that's all good. That's all good. Where's this chat? There we go. Right, we got it again, and we're here. Um, she'll do an Eccleston, says Stephen Cassidy. Raymond O'Reilly says Smith, Tennant, Capaldi, and the next one. I agree, Raymond O'Reilly. I think that's what it actually should be. Um, Cheryl says, I think we have 4 mods now. Yeah, that we've got plenty of mods at the moment. Yvette says, I'm still here. Nice one. Bigger on the outside says, this is when changing my name to something else when I can. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We just don't pay any attention to them. Anthony says, talk of the 60s makes me feel very old as I was around for the first episode. Wow. Yeah, yeah, well, man, they'll be so hopefully they could, hopefully they'll give you a 60 that you can be proud of, that you can say as a Doctor Who fan, I was proud to have that there. So let's hope, because I wasn't a big fan of the 50th, to be quite honest with you. Um, I don't mind about the dislikes. Look, I don't care about the dislikes. Forget it. Look, do you think that doesn't bother me? I see YouTubers panicking about their like and dislike ratio. That I don't care if this video got 10,000 dislikes. It wouldn't bother me. I don't care. You know what I mean? Do what they want. Uh, Even Star 85 says, Hi Noel, sorry I'm late. Welcome. Stephen Cassidy says, Yeah, it makes me feel old. I started with the face of evil. 25th was the best, says Eva. And Super John says, Hopefully Eccleston has some interest in the 60th. Now, look, I've been very harsh on Christopher Eccleston over the years, right? Now, with this new book, it's some things have been revealed. Apparently, he was blacklisted by the BBC, and he wasn't going to get any work in the UK. So his agents suggest that he move abroad, and that's when he went over to America and obviously start doing all the American stuff. Um, Now I never knew he was blacklisted, so that's the reason why he wasn't at any of the conventions. So as I said in a live stream, I think it was the last one or the one before that, I says, well, if that's the case, then I misjudged the man, and you know, I apologize because, like, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, for BBC to do that, he was basically told you have to leave until there's a new regime change, right? So if people think that the BBC can't cover things up, just another name I'll throw out there for everybody that from the UK, you will know this: Jimmy Savile. Um, BBC are capable of a lot of things. So, they're capable of burying all this business. Um, the 50th was a bit of a cheat using footage from old episodes, says Super John. Not my Doctor Who says, I think they should really sink some money into the 60th and maybe even CGI the missing Doctors, a bit like what they did with Star Wars Rogue One. At least it would involve the classic Doctors then. Um, that's not a bad suggestion, but I don't know. I mean, Rogue One, the CGI of, I know they've gotten it better now, but the CGI of Princess Leia was a bit. You knew it was CGI. But I know it's gotten better. Raymond O'Reilly says, "Wish he'd done another season. Think it was an impossible thing to work on there." Yeah, I am being honest. I've said that I wouldn't have minded another Christopher Eccleston series. Sean Pertwee as the third Doctor. He said he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to imitate his dad. He wouldn't want to play his dad's doctor. He said, I think he said it'd be disrespectful, and I agree with that 100%. He said he would come, he would like to be in Doctor Who, but play a different character, maybe some sort of reference towards his father or something. But he doesn't want to play his dad's doctor. He dressed up as his dad's doctor that time as out of respect, homage to his dad. But that doesn't mean that he actually wants to play his dad's doctor. He's actually come out and said himself that that'll never happen, and I'm delighted he has, because to me that'd be a bit weird. And even though David Bradley does a good job as the first Doctor, I'm sorry, but William Hartnell's Doctor should have been left alone, in my opinion. I don't Moffat start messing around with that, and I didn't like it. It should have been left alone. Personal opinion, of course, but that's just me. Um, is the don't tell me this chat now is gone as well now. I don't know what's wrong. So no, everything has gone wrong tonight, isn't it? Oh no, there we go. Unknown 289 says they could have an older actor come back using some way through time being destroyed, which causes them to be older. Even Star 85 says, I hated how the first Doctor was treated in Twice Upon a Time. Me too. Me too. And all this, and you know what? It gets defended by these people, and they say, "But that was, that's the way it was." No, well, obviously you haven't watched the first Doctor's episodes, because I could tell you now that uh, not every word that came out of his mouth, every second word that came out of his mouth was a sexist remark. Um, It did, and then Moffat tried to justify it by saying, "Well, the reason why he kind of exaggerated it was because he thought by Bradley Walsh Doctor doing that was some sort of comedy, um, and that it'd work." Well, it didn't work. It was absolutely awful. It was actually disgraceful. It, that's look, David Bradley in twice, not in Twice Upon an Adventure in Space and Time, right? Playing Bill Hartnell, brilliant. Playing the Doctor in that, brilliant, right? Now I know Peter, it was Peter's idea. Peter wanted to bring him to play the first Doctor, and Moffat said, "Great idea," and I get all that, and it was right. If he had played the Doctor the way the Doctor was supposed to be played, but he didn't. He made him a sexist bigot, and I didn't like that at all. I don't like Twice Upon a Time. It's one of those. It's a bad episode. Raymond O'Reilly says, thinks Sean said he'd feel that he'd be laughed at by his father. Um, yeah, he shouldn't do it. He could come in as a different character and do some sort of, you know, they could have him get into Bessie or something or whatever. Just something that will, they could do something nice like that. Uh, the wife says, I liked Twice Upon a Time. I have strong feelings. Yeah, I know you like Twice Upon a Time. We won't go there on that one. Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't like Twice Upon a Time. Yeah, the portrayal of the first Doctor was awful, though I think David Bradley is much better in Big Finish. That's what I mean. Look, but I'm not saying David Bradley was a bad William Hartnell or a bad first Doctor. It was obviously the dialogue that he was given that was bad. Uh, Even Star 85 says, I like parts of it, Cheryl. Not my Doctor Who says they could at least include Paul McGann. Peter Davison could do it with a decent wig, and Colin Baker could go on a diet and put on a wig, and even Tom and Sylvester with the right makeup and wigs. Actually, that just reminds me. So last night I finally got to watch. Um, Cheryl had ordered me Shada off what was it, Amazon, and it never like Amazon, like they're idiots. It somehow like some packages we get, and then there's others where they're given to a third party, and then they end up getting lost and stuff. But last night I finally got to see. the new release of Shada. Um, right. It was cleverly done. I will say that. It moved from live action, say, to animation, and it was very well done that way. Was the animation wasn't the greatest, but it didn't hinder the story, right? The only thing I found is I don't like the story, right? And the animation parts as well. You can clearly tell that it's the older Tom Baker because the way he's talking is completely different to the way he's talking in the original footage, if you get me, right? And then right at the end, then there's a little part, and for anybody that hasn't seen a spoiler alert, there's a little part you see someone's hands on the console, and then the camera pans up. It's an old Tom Baker, and he does this little speech and puts his little weird smile on, and then it ends, right? But I have to say, I've been watching Pertwee, right, and then I took a break from Pertwee, and I put this on, and I have to say, I felt rather flat watching it. I don't think it was a good story at all, to be quite honest with you. Um, to be honest, it looked like. I'm being honest. I know they say that near the end, Tom Baker didn't give a shit, right? But you could definitely see it in this because it's just some of the acting in it. Sometimes it's just comical. Um, so with that, the wife, Cheryl asked me. She says, "What would you give it out of? What was it? 10, I think it was." And what did I say? I think I said 5.5 or 5. Um, I wasn't impressed at all. Um, and I'm told some of them, the rest of the missing episodes are not great either. So I mean, is it kind of a blessing in disguise that we don't have them? Because do we really want to be forking out money on mediocre stories? Because I remember when the Shada came out, obviously they gave you the original, and then they give you this one with the animation in it or whatever, right? But I remember when that came out, how much that was. It wasn't actually cheap. Do you know what I mean? Should we be really paying that much for mediocre stories? I'm sorry, but I didn't actually like. I'm gonna be out straight. A 5, I think a 5 or 5.5 is actually rather generous. I just think I gave it that because of the nostalgia kind of thing. The Macra Terror is there as well. I'm gonna try watch that now. The new one. So um, Yvette says, if anyone has seen William Hartnell, he's nothing like that. Barry says, never watched Twice Upon a Time and never will. Good man, don't even do that to your eyeballs. Seriously, don't even do that to your eyeballs. If you can avoid that at all costs. Seriously, I'd rather watch paint dry. Right, where am I? Because I'm right. I've read them, and I've read them. Right, I'm caught up. Uh, Milan Reviews says Twice Upon a Time was an okay episode. It was just what they did to Hartnell that left a bad taste in people's mouths. Well, in fairness, though, right? We criticised Chris Chibnall because we said that his villains didn't really have any danger and there wasn't a real threat. Twice Upon a Time is where actually Moffat, for the first time, actually did that, kind of flipped it and did that, and it left the episode flat, in my opinion. It wasn't just the fact what the I just didn't like it at all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Even Star says, I hated that they made Capaldi's doctor a bumbling fool, apologising for everything. Yvette says, if anyone has seen William Hartnell, he's nothing like that. Barry says, oh yeah, or now I've caught up. Nerdaholics and good evening, lads. Twice Upon a Time is a character assassination of the highest order. I agree with you 100%. Joyous Monkey says, anyone read the biography of William Hartnell by his granddaughter? I haven't. Cheryl says, I only recently watched Classic Who. Do my perspective is more of a new Who. I didn't watch until Matt Smith, so into his second year. Uh, Shada is disappointing, says Yvette. Twice Upon a Time was like a mockery of the show. Even Bernard Wilkie, named on the First Doctor's console, was pathetic. The First Doctor's TARDIS walls were inaccurate. I know everything about that was just bad. Stephen Cassidy says, Shada's not bad. I missed the cliffhangers, but it's not bad. Yeah, yeah, there was no. I think that was another thing as well that I didn't like, the fact that they just, it was one continuous thing instead of the cliffhangers. But I really couldn't. I'm being honest. I don't actually, I don't like it. I've never said that about Tom Baker, and I know there's some bad Tom Baker, but they're tolerable. But this just bored the crap out of me. It really did. There's nothing that really goes on. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just getting cynical in my old age. Um, Yvette says Cheryl binge watched Tom Baker. We have a lot of Tom Baker. We're going to be binge watching Tom Baker, but she's watching John Pertwee with me. Um, and so far, yeah, she laughs at the obviously the monsters and the creatures, because obviously the effects. So, she could see past that, and she's actually watching the story. So, like, she's giving it a go. Stephen Cassidy says the Cambridge bits are good. Rossi G12 says, I like Shada, but I've been so desperate for decent Doctor Who of how terrible the last series was. It may have made it look made me like it even more just because it wasn't garbage. Yeah, maybe that is the truth. I don't know, but I just found myself, do you know when you watch a Doctor Who episode, and it's really one that you have to, I just felt like there was nothing there that that if I'm gonna be criticized for this, but it felt like a Chris Chibnall episode. There was like, it was kind of watered down. There was nothing really happening, and I do admit, and I will agree with Stephen Cassidy, the Cambridge bits are good, but it just, I don't know. I don't know. I'll watch it again. I might change my mind again. It was because I watched it last night. Maybe I wasn't in the right frame of mind, but um, Super John says, I liked the Tom Baker narrating Shadow was better. Not my Doctor Who says, there always seems to go for very basic animation, but with today's technology, I think they could do better. I agree. I've been criticizing the animation. It didn't bother me as much as it normally does. Super John, not too keen on the Macra Terror animation. Yeah, I've seen the one for Power of the Daleks and I don't like it. So if it's anything like that, I'm going to struggle. Um, Unknown 289 says, does anybody know if they're taking parts out of the animated missing stories? Because I've heard that there were one or two scenes removed from the Macatari. Yeah, Ian Levine had a bit a fit over that. Apparently they left out some stuff, yeah. Does let me see. Pertwee is fantastic too, says Eva. Tyrese, although I think the animated remakes could do a lot better. I have Power of the Daleks one, and in my opinion, it looks really ugly. Yeah, I don't like the weird music that goes through it either. All the way through the episode, it has that music. You know the music I'm on about goes all the way through. It does me fecking head in. I enjoyed the Macra Terror. I watched it the other day. Stephen Cassidy Vest says Dalek Tales is one of the best CGI I've seen in worth a watch on YouTube. Yeah, I've watched the Dalek Tale YouTube videos. They do a whole video thing on Dalek Can, which I like. Um, Yeah, you need the cliffhangers to break it up. I agree. I think that was the thing that was missing from. They should have left the cliffhangers in. I think it would have made it more exciting. I think that's the big thing missing from a lot of New Who is the cliffhangers. Well, especially under Chibnall. I think expectations for Shada were so high because it was missing for so long. So when we finally got it, the story was middle of the road and nothing spectacular. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Actually, I probably am being too harsh. That's what I would actually call it, a middle of the road or a filler if it's in a series. You know what I mean? A filler story. Um, but yeah, I don't know. As I said, I'll watch it again and see if I change my opinion. Um, 19289 says that's why I liked about Series 9. Most of it was two parters, though the hybrid story arc was awful, and 4 or 5 of the episodes were pretty weak and awful. Barry says Shada is very much in flavor with the rest of the season. Even Star says, I would like to return to two parters or even 4 parters. Stephen Cassidy says the Macrotara is not like the power of the Daleks, but I think the Daleks had a superb story. Even Star says the hybrid story arc was awful, and that series was more miss than hit for me. Loved Heaven Sent though. Heaven Sent is as I said, is probably the greatest episode that has been written. Um, and Peter's acting ability. Do you know what? It makes me laugh when these pro Jodie supporters say that Jodie Whittaker deserves an award. Right? She never reached the heights that Peter Capaldi did in Heaven Sent in any of her episodes, and she had plenty of chances, and she's just not good enough. Um, Peter should have walked away in awards, but it doesn't happen. Uh, People that don't deserve awards seem to get them. That's the way it goes. Problem with Shada was BBC striking, and then Ian Levine came in with his own money, and BBC got knickers in a twist over copyright. Shame, really. Uh, Angry Pacifist says, I love Shada. The bit where Chris goes into the Tardis for the first time was hilarious. I'm surprised you are bored. For me, it's the only classic that I had to keep watching once I had started. Nerdaholic says, I bloody love Serious 9, haha, but well aware of it being in a minority there. Though Hellbent is one of the worst stories in Doctor Who history, followed arguably uh, one of the best. I actually don't mind Serious 9 and Serious 8 and even Serious 10. It does have its PC parts in it and all that SJW crap, but yeah, I agree with you. There's some gems in there. There's some gems in there, and Peter's acting is always superb. So, um, Heaven Sent or Midnight? It's Heaven Sent for me. Midnight is a very, very good story. It's probably one of David Tennant's best, but Heaven Sent is just a different level altogether. Milan Reviews also says Heaven Sent without question. Stephen Cassidy says Power of the Daleks has a superb story where the workers were fighting each other, and in the background are the Daleks. Even Star 85 says I enjoyed about the first 20 minutes of Hellbent, then it all went terrible. Uh, Angry Pacifist 2 says Midnight easily. Um, Yeah, Hellbent. I don't know what he was trying there. Um, Ark in Space is my favorite second episode uh, from the classic. Um, Tari says Midnight, no question. Capaldi carries Heaven Sent. Nerdaholic says it had potential to be great. The Time Lords are finally back, and then they do what they did, and it was a complete disgrace. Look, for the Doctor to pick up a gun and to shoot a Time Lord General uh, to actually pick up the gun and actually shoot the gun and kill someone, right? Now, people will argue, but the doctors killed loads of people, but he killed this person with his hands, right? With a gun. He had the gun in his hand and he pulled the trigger. And all because they wanted to gender swap a general and to tick those boxes, right? It was out of character for the doctor. When some racists die, he doesn't mean for them to die. Other times, then, he gives them warnings. They don't listen to him and then shit happens, but he always tries to save them, right? This time he actually took the gun. And what made Clara, seriously, I keep saying this, what made Clara so special? What made Clara different to every other companion that he's ever lost? Seriously, it made no sense whatsoever. It was like, I agree with Nair that it was a character assassination. It was an absolute disgrace. Like, this is what Moffat could do. He can give you Heaven Sent. Absolutely brilliant. And then he follows it up with complete and utter shit. And why? Just to tick those boxes. Leland, welcome. Says Midnight was brilliantly acted. The woman who played Sky Silvestri would have made an amazing Rani or other reoccurring villain. Far more frightening than Missy was that milk curdling glare. John Guggen says, Good evening, Noel. Just returned home from a lovely night out with me niece. Several Guinness involved. Straight into your stream. Worth rushing home for. Thanks, John. Welcome as well. Um, but yeah, Heaven Sent for me. It's definitely Heaven Sent. I mean, Midnight is superbly acted as well. But the thing about it is, like, there's several superb performances in that, whereas Peter is like solely performing in that, and it just goes to show his acting range. And he's absolutely fantastic, and it's well written as well. So, I mean, for me, like, both are well written, but for me, it's definitely Heaven Sent. And Nerdaholic says not only that, but they spent the whole of the series A hammering home the point that the Doctor hates guns, hates armies, and then Moffat just disregards this in one stupid scene. I know. That's when he started to lose the plot, though. And I think sometimes Stephen Moffat did some of those things deliberately to annoy the fans, to be quite honest with you, because I think that's how petty he was. Even Star 85 says, Why, whenever the Time Lords appear, it always ends up being lots of talking in boardrooms. It's boring and slows the story down. Joyous Monkey says the portrayal of the Time Lords has never been as good as in the War Games. They were weird and mysterious in that, but seem boring and ordinary ever since. Raymond O'Reilly says, I'd like I'd liked Clara to bring her back. Think he admitted that as a mistake. Stephen Cassidy says, typical Stephen Moffat, the proverbial lawyer. Yeah, I know. Has Peter Capaldi started Big Finish? I really want to see him without woke. He hasn't. But what's his name that runs Big Finish? What's the guy's name? He's all who I'm talking about. He has said that he is gonna that he hopes that Peter does do Big Finish in the future. I don't know if he actually did a story or they got a voiceover, but they will get them. I think they have to wait. I think he has to wait until Jodie Whittaker steps down. Nick Briggs, that's it. I think how it works. I think how it works is, or I don't think it normally works like this, but because Jodie Whittaker is in the role, if Peter Capaldi was to go over to Big Finish to start doing Big Finish stories, I don't care what anybody says, right? People say Big Finish isn't popular. Well, I tell you something. As soon as Capaldi starts doing stories for Big Finish and they know it's him, Big Finish is going to skyrocket. That's why they won't do it while Jodie is the Doctor, though, because they don't want to. They don't want that and to, distract away from Jodie Whittaker's era. And that'd have a negative impact if Big Finish all of a sudden then surged in sales, and then Doctor Who, the main show, then start falling even further behind. Um, Even Star 85 says Stephen Moffat response to the rumors made me laugh a lot. Uh, Stephen Cassidy says the portrayal of the Time Lords was at its best in the Deadly Assassin, a load of dodgery old fools. And Yvette says, correct, Stephen. Yeah, um, but as I said, no, they're not going to do anything to harm uh, Jodie Whittaker while she's in the job. So there's probably been negotiations, and they'll probably say, look, and she's gone after Series 12. So after that, do you fancy coming on board and doing your thing? And there'll be a lot of people that'll be happy uh, to see what it'll be like, actually, to see what these Big Finish audios would be like. Um, they'll be terrific. I mean, look, I have no doubts that they'll be good. I mean, Big Finish. It's actually funny that a lot of these fans say that Big Finish is not popular. Big Finish is popular. Big Finish has been going around for fucking decades. Like it is, it is. When Doctor Who wasn't around, Big Finish was there for everybody. Right now that the show has gone to crap, the Big Finish is there. 12th and Big Finish. Wow, can't wait. Hopefully, it will happen in the next few weeks. LOL. Wow, Raymond O'Reilly, wishful thinking. I wish it would. But as long as Whittaker is playing the Doctor, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I don't. Because if Peter goes to Big Finish, you all know what's going to happen, right? People like me and all you in this live stream and everybody else that agrees with us are going to suddenly then go and buy his Big Finish audio. Trust me, man. They'll be doing story after story after story, be that popular. I won't be surprised if Peter Capaldi becomes the most popular Big Finish stories that they get when they start doing Big Finish with Peter Capaldi. Seriously, because he is well loved in this fandom. It's actually gas that they all tried to make it out, and even the media and the head of the BBC tried to make it out that he wasn't universally loved. Peter is universally loved by this fandom. Oh, I could tell you who certainly isn't universally loved by this fandom, and that's the current Doctor. As I said, it's not all Jodie Whittaker's fault. We all know that. The guy that hired her, it's his fault. And, good riddance to him, and definitely good riddance to her. Um, it was tried, it was tested, it's done now. So there you go. You've got you as a female Doctor. It's never going back to a female again. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Good luck. See you again. Bye bye. Leave the fandom now and go and wreck something else. Since Christopher Eccleston has started getting into conventions and whatnot, I'm hoping he might come back for the 60th and maybe some Big Finish stories. He might, he might have softened up a bit, but he's still, by the sounds of listening to us listening to him, by the quotes that I've seen and the little snippets that I've read, he seems to be a quite an emotional guy. So he probably still harbors a lot of ill feeling towards them, and maybe taking that step is a step too far, because apparently he says that Doctor Who took a lot out of him. He wasn't the same after that. Um, so I don't know. Maybe that's why negotiations fell apart when Moffat said you were 98% there, and then he walked away. Maybe he just couldn't bring himself uh, to come back into the show, a show that caused him so much pain. Do you know what I mean? He's probably not ready yet, but hopefully by the 60th he might be. You know what I mean? I know he's joked and he said he'll be in the 100 if he's still around. Uh, Cheryl says, "Wait, what? Some people don't like Whittaker." uh, Instead of Whittaker and Chibnall, I think the real damage was done by Stephen Moffat. Well, he did stay, yeah. Moffat started it, yeah. The Even Star 85. John Googan says Big Finish kept the show alive when many thought it was dead. Capaldi is worth listening to, even if you're not a Who fan. Simply a class act, fantastic actor and guy. Near the Holic says, I doubt it. Eccleston seems more interested in conventions money than having anything to do with the show. Yeah, but apparently he was blacklisted. Um, the little snippets of his book is coming out, and apparently his agent told him that he was blacklisted by the BBC and he'd have to leave the UK, and that's when he went over to America and did those shows. So that explains a lot. So maybe he was blacklisted from the conventions as well, and that's why we're only seeing him now, because obviously there was a regime change and now we can actually do it, and he's more open to it. Yes, I know he's charging a lot compared to the rest of them, but the fact that he's back, and he does seem happy, and I've seen him. I've seen videos of him. He seems to have really embraced it. So you never know. He might come back for the 60th. And the wife says, enjoy the rest of the stream, everybody. Yeah, my wife can only listen to me for a couple of minutes and then she has to go. Good night, love. Um, Yvette says Moffat definitely started it. Chips destroyed it. Raymond O'Reilly says Levine's comment about the latest bull. Quote him, please, please. Let it be true. Ian, not behind the door with his feelings. Why? What did Ian? I'll have a look at what Ian Levine says, because Ian Levine always has something to say. And I love his comments because you know what? He doesn't hold back. He doesn't hold back. I remember when he wrote up the tweet, I think he says you've just gone and screwed it all, balls it all up or something, he said. Um, Ian Levine. Is Ian Levine following me as well? Right. Well, the latest one I could see there is the one that he has retweeted 2 days ago, and he says the so-called reboot has brought the ongoing future of the show into serious jeopardy. Does he reply back? And then he posts up a couple of videos. I think that's whose video is this? Yeah, he's not. I have to say, he's not afraid to hide his feelings out. In we like in. Everyone who I have spoken to, from the highest to the casual fans, all hate it with no exception. None of my friends have a good word to say about it, but of course, the tiny minorities of the SJWs will always shout the loudest because they know we are all correct. BBC confirmed it was false a few days ago. BBC didn't confirm anything to be false a few days ago. I don't know why people are saying BBC did not confirm nothing. Right, I'm actually going to write that. BBC did not confirm Jack. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at a few more user comments there. So everybody's saying goodbye to the missus, so I'll let you all do that, and then I'll just read our comments there. So everybody's saying Moffat wrote for himself, not the audience. I agree. For Eccleston, it seems to be money. Um, Eccleston admitted he did the Thor movie for money. Yeah, but that come here. At least he has the balls to come out and actually say that he's only doing something for money. I mean, if anybody's seen the G.I. Joe movie, he definitely did that for feckin' money because that was bleeding awful. Um, the Raymond O'Reilly says, think he said a few days back on Facebook. Peter Davison, hello, Peter Davison. The full fat video says classic Doctor Who, different concept to the new series. It is. Look, the I hate the way people try to put them in the same bracket, right? And a lot of these fans do. I separate them. There's classic Who and there's new Who. Classic Who's completely different animal to new Who. And new Who, as RTD said himself when he brought it back out in 2005, was a soft reboot. And then Moffat did another soft reboot, and then Chibnall just completely rebuilt the whole fucking thing, and it doesn't look like anything that it ever resembled Doctor Who. It's at least with the other two, it resembled still Doctor Who. It kept those qualities that made the show Doctor Who. But Chibnall has completely abandoned that. I can't imagine Eccleston did Thor for its artistic merits, says Leland. Super John says, we have a lot to that we have a lot to that in for because we have all lost all Doctor Who classic from BBC archives. They would have been destroyed forever if he had not saved them. Super John. I love him. I follow him on Twitter, and you know what? He gets a lot of stick off these SJWs as he calls them. And you know what? Fair play to him. He never backs down, and he's right not to back down. And you know what? He's absolutely right in everything he says. This show is not loved, right? It's only loved by a minority, and they do shout the loudest. And the reason why they shout the loudest is because they have people that represent them that are in high power, so they've got the biggest voice. Do you know what I mean? They might be a minority, but right now they've got the bigger voice. But the tide has changed, guys. The tide has changed. All this crap that's happened over the last few weeks has changed the whole game now. John Coogan says, regarding Eccleston and his blacklist from the BBC, was he really blacklisted or did his agents think he could make more money in the USA? Think of the football agents and their vested interests. I I get where you're coming from, and I was cynical, but I don't. I'll read his book and then I'll make up my mind. To be quite honest with you, but I do. I will keep. I will stick to what I said. I still do think he's charging way too much. And for people that say that he doesn't charge, that it's the place that he's at, no, 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 no. They make their price and then he makes his price, and it's out there for everybody to see, black and white. They make their own prices too. Um, Stephen Cassidy says BBC do. Oh no, Yvette says BBC did not deny that either. I know, that came out from Christopher Eccleston's mouth himself, and BBC never denied it, and that's from an actor that worked on the show. Being blacklisted by the BBC is pretty serious. Britain's biggest broadcaster, exactly, Stephen. Raymond O'Reilly, night night, Mrs. Tardis zone. Rocket Runner says, hello here at last. Nice to have you here, Rocket Runner. And now I've got me full complement of moderators. Oh, actually, Bad Wolf is not here. Um, I'll have to check in on Bad Wolf and hope see if he's okay. He was in pain. He suffers from reflux or something, and he wasn't feeling well. So I'll just check up on him, make sure he's all right. Regarding Moffat, do you like him because he did good shows in RTD era, or did he just balls it up under his tenure? I think as showrunner, he hit hot and cold. I think he was hot under different showrunners. I think like Chibnall, if he's guided, he can actually produce decent stuff. But when he's on his own, he kind of goes all over the place. He just goes mad. Even Star 85 says the Radio Times article was hilarious. It said nothing has been confirmed or denied, but I hope it's all true. Rocket Runner says, "Why is Thor 4 so hard to say?" Thor 4. No, it's not. Thor 4. Thor 4. Thor 4. Thor 4. Thor 4. Angry Pacifist says, "She admittedly a very good actress. She just has to restrain herself a bit more. She seems very theatrical at the moment. Does Doctor Who fit into that role?" Well, you see, I disagree, right? I've said this a long, long time, right? Here's the thing. If you're an actor or an actress and you're given the role of Doctor Who, there's one thing that you must remember when you take that role is that you must adapt to that role, right? Not the other way around. If you have to adapt the role, right, to suit you, well then you're not suited for the role. You've got to adapt. David Tennant adapted, right? He didn't use his Scottish accent, he used an English accent. All doctors somehow have done something, right, to adapt to the role. She didn't. She kept her accent and said she was going to keep her accent. She said it straight away, right? And then she comes out then and says that she didn't research the role, right? All the other people did, right? Even the ones that were fans, they all checked out the role to get an understanding of what they were going to play. What happened was is Jodie Whittaker decided to come in and Chris Chibnall decided that this is the way it was going to be, that they were going to adapt the role to suit her, not her adapt to the role. You know what I mean? So already there you lose something. So for me, no, any actress or actor that has to adapt the role to suit them is not right for Doctor Who. You've got to make sacrifices when you play that role, and I don't think she has the talent to pull off the role. Anyway, I think she's a mediocre actress. That's just me. I mean, she hasn't done anything amazing. The series doesn't seem to have that much to it. It hasn't improved that much since it went off air. It could have been a lot better. I disagree. I think RTD's era is actually a quite solid era. I think some of Moffat's era is not too bad. He just went a bit crazy. Um, it was never going to be anything like classic Who anyway. So it always had to adapt to the modern audience. It's just the way they've adapted the show now is adapting to a minority audience and not the whole of society. Do you know what I mean? Uh, Rossi G12 says, "Getting off the train. Have a good evening, all. You too. Safe journey home." Angry Pacifist, it could have been slightly better written, especially the last story. It was very cliched, very routine, running up and down, silly monsters. John Guggen says, "As actors who are not skint, why why not donate their autograph fees to charity? More human, less self-serving. Everyone's a winner, surely." Rocket Runner says, "Oh, that's a private conversation there. We'll just leave that there." Um, I can't say Thor 4, it comes out Thor or 4, but then again, I can't say Lurry either. I end up saying Lolly, must be a raccoon thing. And Thor 4, Thor 4, Thor 4, Thor 4. Angry pacifist, oh no, yeah, not my doctor, not my doctor who says, "I'm sorry, she is not a good actress. She only got the job because she's friends with Chibnall." Rocket Runner says, "Oh, that's a private conversation. Can't see you, Noel. Uh, can't see you, Noel. Only the Capaldi thumbnail. Something wrong on my end." Um, is that the same for everybody else? Let me know. The Radio Times got their information from the BBC, WM, but even though they are under the BBC umbrella, they aren't directly involved with the BBC and don't actually know anything either, says Unknown 289. And we have, let me see, where's the other comments? There they are. Jodie wasn't even Chibnall's first choice, was she? No, apparently it was Olivia Colman. Um, Cool Dude Production says, "Hi, I'm back. Um, didn't know you were even here. Welcome anyway. Nice to have you on board. Uh, okay, everybody's saying you can see me. Um, Back. What did I miss? You didn't miss much. We're still just talking about Jodie Whittaker and stuff. Um, Getting tired. I'm an old man. I need my sleep to dream of. Exilons, Night Noel, good night, Stephen Cassidy. I will talk to you soon. Extra Spice, Mikey. What's with the dislikes? What the hell? We've just had a load of trolls on tonight earlier on, and they're just disliking the video. It doesn't matter. Don't really care. They could dislike the videos all they want. They're pathetic little losers. Nothing better to do. Probably live at home with their mammies and sit down in their basements and put pictures up of Jodie Whittaker and do things to themselves because they're idiots. Um, Looks like you've been rated with 27 dislikes. Great. It makes it my most disliked video. Brilliant. Olivia Colman dodged the bullet to her career by turning down Chibnall, didn't she? Says High Desert 004. I heard an interesting theory about that, actually. I heard that there was a lot of actors and actresses that were kind of very hesitant when it came around because a lot of them are very superstitious. So, Dr. 13, everybody was thinking, a bit of bad luck. Of course, we've known that's actually came out to be true because Jodie Whittaker is absolutely atrocious. Um, Again, they're ever so tolerant. Jodie fans have been here again. I take it. They're still here. It doesn't matter. 27 pathetic parasites. Exactly, nerdaholics. You know what? Do you know what? Do you know, I used to respond to shit like that. I mean, they're, as I said, they're sad. They're sad little individuals. Get a life. Do you know what I mean? People don't like the show. Get over it. You know what I mean? People, ever since William Hartnell, the Force Regeneration, people have always had something to complain about. Every single doctor, right? All the way through the years, right? But of course, because we have the first female doctor, Jodie Whittaker apparently is immune to any criticism whatsoever. And people are saying, yeah, but it's all Chris Chibnall. No, it's not. But he is the main reason. But her acting is not great either. I mean, it's not. I don't there's no way. I heard someone once actually say that she deserved an Oscar. Now the Oscars and Doctor Who, they don't do TV shows in the Oscars, I don't think, but they even say something like that just goes to show you the mentality of these people. An Oscar, she doesn't even deserve to like. She does. She won a Golden Tomato off Rotten Tomatoes. The show did, right? She didn't even deserve to win that award. Like seriously. I mentioned um, Rocket Runner says the more they downvote you, the more you know you are getting under their skin. True thoughts. Not my doctor who says most of the dislikes all happen within a few minutes. So it was one person using multiple accounts without doubt. Yeah, you know what? Look, at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Let them. As I said, we all know this nightmare is finished after Series 12. So this kind of thing, I'm not saying it's going to cease and desist once she's gone, but it'll be less and less because most of these little weirdos, once Jodie Whittaker is gone, they'll move on. They'll probably follow her to our next bleeding show, or they'll find. Do you know what? They'll all go. Do you know what they'll all do? They'll all go and watch the new Batwoman. That'll be right down their alley. If there was an Oscar category for best gurning charisma vacuum, then sure, she'd win every year. Yes, she would. Yes, she would. Uh, High Desert 004 says Jodie was just a Hillary losing a consolation prize. Uh, Great Mind says near the Holics to even stars. 85's comment. Um, and best description I've heard of her so far says not my Doctor Who. Um, but yeah, I mean, look, it's actually kind of getting laughable now. 13 doctors like Miss Frizzle of the Magic School Bus. Uh, right now, I might as well, while I'm on, we might as well check Google and see if there's any news, or check me Twitter and see if anybody has left me on. Oh yeah, so I put up this picture of this poll. Apparently, they did. Now, if I remember correctly, and I'm not 100% sure on this one, but if I remember correctly, this poll was actually brought out after Jodie Whittaker was announced, but not she wasn't on screen yet, if you know what I mean. She hadn't actually the first episode hadn't been. That's what I was meant to say. There wasn't even an episode aired, right? Now, where's this feckin' and I'll tell you because this is funny. Right. So representation matters, right? So representation and role models have a real impact, right? So 2 out of 3 working women in STEM say that Dana Scully served as their personal role model, right? 81% of young girls agree that seeing a female Doctor Who makes them feel like they become anything they want. So the simple question I have is, what about all those other women out there that have been kicking ass in the television industry for all those years? Did those people not count anymore? Like, because straight away I'm going to say bullshit to that, right? Who are these 81% of these young girls that they actually poll in the first place? Was it a bunch of woke BBC employees and all the woke media's children or something? Like, who are these people? Like, 81%, right? Now, I can guarantee this was done before the show. I guarantee if they were to do that same poll now, it wouldn't be the case. Now, a couple of comments that I got in this actual thread are actually interesting, right? Um, Someone wrote, "A poll can give you whatever answer you like," and I thought that was a fair comment. Uh, and then someone wrote, "I feel less of a man because Warrior Princess hasn't a gender change yet," right? And then I like this one. "I don't give a damn what they feel. Why should we lose our hero for the little turds? No, I don't like kids." I thought that was a funny one. Uh, and then some fella says, "The gender of the doctor is of no importance to me. Good to have a woman doctor." Well, by looking at your profile picture, yeah, I can see why you could say you want a woman doctor. All right. Mm. Girls can be anything they want. I grew up thinking that even with a male doctor, I don't need every hero to look like me to be inspired, and that is actually from a girl. I love when women on Twitter write things like this because they're right. It's exactly right. Do you know what I mean? Even women are getting sick of all this crap being shoved down their throats. It's all lies. The females have had representation for fucking decades, man. Don't know where to get this crap from. Right. Thing is, Noel, you are speaking the truth, and the channel is growing. This will always get negative attention from trolls and Jodie fanboys. Ignore them. Jodie has a very juvenile fan base. I agree, John. And Nerdaholics obviously agrees with that comment too. Raymond O'Reilly, someone should do a Malcolm Tucker on Chibnall. I agree. Rocket Runner says Jodie fan base are weaker than Chibnall's script. I love that one. Um, oh god, that poll was laughable based on data plucked out of bloody, bloody, oh, thin bloody air. I agree, Nerdaholics. So I don't know where to get these polls from. It's ridiculous. Uh, High Desert 004. I thought Attack the Block was unwatchable. Not a single likable character. And I wanted the aliens to eat everybody. I watched that movie and I agree with you. I wanted the aliens to actually win in that. Um, what about Ripley? Exactly. Ripley. Bloody feckin' who else? I keep saying it. Sarah Connor. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even in the 90s. You know what I mean? Then you had Dana Scully from the X Files and stuff like that. Women have always been represented in TV, right? And they've had strong lead roles as well. This is a myth by all these idiots to push this propaganda agenda, right? They need to get it. I'm being honest, right? I can't wait for her to go, and I hope BBC never make the mistake of making the Doctor female again. Because if they do, I'm done. I felt so empowered by Jodie's Doctor, and Yaz not says even star 85. Not my Doctor Who. 81% out of how many? Probably about 100 people asked. Exactly. High Desert 004 says, I don't like kids either. LOL. Nerdaholic says 85% of all young girls. That's bigger number than the population of the UK. Angry Pacifist 2 says, where's Angry Pacifist 2's comment? There we go. Every male character should become a woman. Yeah. High Desert 004. You are sad if you need a TV show to feel empowered. I agree. Every character should be either cats or dogs, says Unknown289. Yvette says, as a female, I want to look at guys on shows. I'm into supernatural. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? There's another thing I'll bring up as well. Isn't it gas how women, right? Because my wife keeps pointing this out that there's sites out there where that women are running them where there's blokes, topless blokes and all, tattoos, muscles and all this, right? Now, if guys do that, we're accused of exploiting women and stuff like that. But so why is it all right for women to have groups like that and exploit men? And if anybody knows about the Diet Cokes of the 1990s, they were lording over a muscle man all the time. So look, again, it's hypocritical, all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? They blame us on everything, but women just do the same as us, like. But they try to make it out. See, this is what's wrong, right? These radical feminists to me, right? They all need to get laid, right? Because they all have a stick up their ass or something. Because they know they've no sense of humor. They just they just like they just want to ruin life for everybody else. Yeah, they're miserable, so they want to make everybody else miserable. Just go out and get laid. I was never for a woman doctor, says Blue Bonnet Hoovian, and welcome aboard. Me neither, says High Desert 004. Extra Spice Mikey says, don't care what anyone else thinks, doctor should be male, any race, but always male. I agree. Not my Doctor Who. It made me laugh on Children in Need when Whittaker said there were no strong females when she was growing up. God knows what TV she was watching. She probably wasn't allowed to watch TV. Um, High Desert 004. Or maybe nobody wanted to play with her because she had no personality. And nobody wanted to watch TV with her either. The doctor should be an older Victorian gentleman, and Capaldi was hot for an older guy. And Nerdaholic says, "Yep, every woman I know that watch Doctor Who, and even ones who don't, think the female Doctor experiment has failed." Rocket Runner says, "A role model is supposed to be someone who characteristics you admire and aspire to, not just someone who is the same gender or skin color." And Peter Davison says, "Attack the Block had no plot." I agree. I was inspired by the 12th Doctor way more than Whittaker's Doctor. She's awful, says Blue Bonahuvian. Even Star 85 says, that doesn't count because you know that's gymnal and not allowed. I don't know what's going on there. I think that's just a private conversation. Sorry there. Um, High Desert 004 says Uhura was a role model. I agree. Bad Wolf 66 says Series 11 and 12 should just fall into Stephen Moffat's crack in time. And Nerdaholic says even the Diet Coke advert had been modified for the SJW era. It's now a woman and a man layering over a guy. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, get away from me. Rocket Runner says, "Loved the aliens in the mid 80s. Women in military wasn't really that common back then, but no one questioned the characters in that film. Vasquez was as tough as any man." High Desert 004 says Vasquez was kick ass and she went out great too. Uh, Even Star says Alien is such a fantastic film. Love Vasquez and Ripley. Rocket Runner says Jodie's parents had to hang a pork chop round her neck to get the family dog to play with her. She is unlikable. I love that comment, Rocket Runner. I always come up with some brilliant ones, I have to say. I believe crack in Dublin means to have fun, drunk time. Could be wrong. The crack, yeah, to have a laugh. Yep. They couldn't make aliens now, and if they did, they would ruin the characters like Vasquez. Well, they have got Prometheus and David's Covenant. So I mean, they were pretty bad. Um, uh, Vasquez's best friend was a white male. Says even star 85. Yeah, I like the Alien franchise. Well, I like Alien than Aliens. Aliens 3 is okay. It's not great, but I could see what they were trying to do, but it wasn't great. But it wasn't too bad. But Resurrection, complete disaster. Then he did all those spin-offs. Doctor Crack, no, Doctor Crack. Jesus, where he's getting these names from. Alien remake would have some SJW character saying the xenomorphs are endangered and they should be protected. The Daleks past the Sala plan was a classic. Mm, mm, mm. So yeah, actually, how many people's actually watching? Because I can't actually see anything here. 28 people, 27 likes. So I like that, guys. I like that, guys. Uh, if you could smash a like on that video, if you haven't smashed a like on that video, um, obviously let's get more likes than this. Like, I'm only messing. I don't give a shit. But just smash a like on the video if you haven't already. If you like what I'm talking about, and if anybody actually wants to ask me anything, any questions or anything, just what's this now? Yeah, the usual response from these idiots. Uh, right, I'm gonna save this if I could get this chat working again. No, okay, it's completely bang jacks. Don't know what happened there. I can still see the chat, obviously, but I have to do the pop up. But yeah, it's weird. That's never happened before. Um, I did have to It happened one time. I was during a live stream and it went a bit weird. Um, Let me see now. I've missed a few comments there. Where are we now? Nobody ever talks about Paul McGann being an Alien Tree. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's in. Yeah. There's some good actors actually in Alien Tree. Um, High Desert said he was barely in it. Near the Holics, an Aliens remake would be as follows: all xenomorphs are female and join the new Wayland feminist front to wipe out the entire male population of Earth. I love that comment, and that's exactly what would happen, wouldn't it? It's fucking ridiculous the way things are going on TV. Seriously, just give us decent characters, decent stories, and leave out all. And look, just make TV shows for them purposes, right? If all these SJW and woke people want these shows so bad, make them for them, will you? Just don't be taking existing bleeding shows and ruining them because these idiots want to have a show that. Well, they have Batwoman now. Smash that like button with your face, says Badwolf66. I remember eating spaghetti Daleks from Heinz as a kid. I think we had them here as well, actually. I think we had them here. Alien 3 and Resurrection, which one do you think is the best masterpiece? None of them. None of them. If you're going to ask me which one was better, I would say Alien 3, definitely. It's better than Resurrection anyway. Resurrection was just a total piece of crap. Um, Rocket Runner says Jodie's doctor should encounter the xenomorph. She could wave the Sonic as it rips her head off. That'd be brilliant. She would lecture it to death. Says White Desert 40. 004, sorry. Even Star says Alien 3 was a gamble. There was an audio version where Hicks survives much better. Alien Resurrection was good, but didn't like the hybrid very much. Well, apparently that's what Alien 4 was going to base itself on. Hicks and Ripley survived, but Ripley apparently was going to be in a coma for a while, or the other way around, Hicks or something. To wake up from the coma and then blah blah blah. All shit was supposed to break loose, but of course Ridley Scott then wanted to do his stupid version, so he made sure he killed that Stone dead, and now we might get more of those bloody movies, and I don't want them. He's actually ruined the lore of the alien, like, and the mystery, like, you know what I mean. That's what made them, yeah, unique, and now he's just completely like shattered the whole illusion. So that David created them. There you go. Don't give a shit if nobody's seen it. It's a lot of pile of crap. Really, really annoyed me, that movie. Prometheus had its flaws, but it was okay. And I thought, okay, if this is the direction they're going, great. Then he kills them fucking people off in the very first scene of the bleeding David's Covenant. Oh, yeah, the colonial marines for shooting them, and they lock them in a room to die slowly. Yvette says, go to the got to go, guys. Speak to you soon, Noel. Good luck, Yvette. Good night. Femin Nazis would be seen as victims in Chibnall's era. Badwell 66. Extra Spice Mikey says, you could say the xenomorph in Doctor Who. I believe in Dragonfire 7 Doctor Story. They make a total blatant rip-off of the xenomorph. Look terrible too. Uh, I can't believe Moffat got away the dream crabs without getting sued, says High Desert 004. What is your favorite worst story? I don't know. Everybody seems to hate Love and Monsters, and I actually like that for what it is. So because that's everybody's worst story, I'm gonna say that's one of my favorites because I actually like it. And I know I'll be criticised for that, but look, I like it for where it is. A bit of fun, you know. It is. They did waste Peter Kay. I'm not gonna lie there, but it had its moments, except with the freaky part at the end where she's a slab and they talk about their sex life. Like, it's a family show. Nobody needs to have that image in their head. Resurrection makes Alien 3 look like Citizen Kane. I agree. I agree, 100% Nerdaholics. Great comment. Extra Spice Mikey. I like Aliens 3 apart from two things: the killing of the hero in the beginning, and the fact there seems to be a brown filter on the lens. Everything looks brown. Extra Spice Mikey. Rocket Runner says Aliens 3 would have been better if Fox hadn't compromised with David Fincher was trying to do. No, yeah, apparently there was several script rewrites, so I don't blame Fincher on the failure of Aliens 3 whatsoever. It's clearly down to the bigwigs. The Alien franchise died after Aliens. After that, it became an exercise in milking the franchise. I agree. They're doing the same with the Terminator franchise as well. Leave it be, I say. High Desert 004 Prometheus, not even original. It was a rip-off of Lovecraft at the Mountains of Madness, says High Desert 004. Badwell 66 says, I thought Fair Horror was lackluster. I don't like Fair Horror either, but it's that's the worst episode. That's not my worst favorite. That's just bad. Angry Pacifist 2 says, if the BBC won't admit they ruined Doctor Who, could they wipe everybody's memory and take us back to the start of Doctor Falls? Nerdaholic says, concrete slab, no, concrete feckin' slab, I know. A concrete feckin' slab, I know. And apparently they have a sex life. I know. Yeah, it's a kids, it's a family show, you know? Concrete slab. Even RTD was guilty of stuff like that as well, you know? The original Aliens 3 was going to be on a cyberpunk Earth where they laid the land back on the Earth and the aliens stowed aboard the ship start to cause mayhem. Hicks and Newt were both going to survive as well. Yeah, that's the one. It was from the director of District 9, isn't it? Neil Blomkamp, whatever you call him. He was the guy that was supposed to do it. And of course, Ridley Scott put an end to that because he wanted his franchise to go ahead. Kill the Moon was pretty atrocious. Kill the Moon is a piece of shit. Love of Monsters was quite fun apart from the end. I agree. Even Star 85. Concrete Slab is probably a category on Porno Hub, says Badwell 66. And Aries Rock. I'd rather go to the Night of the Doctor and wipe the entire new series out and start all over. I feel your pain there. Rocker Runner says they went from a concrete slab to a walking, talking plank with Yaz. Yes. And that's what I call Jodie Whittaker supporters. Planks. Because you have to be a plank to like that. You have to be a plank to like shit. There was nothing. Look, as I said in the last live stream, they have watered Doctor Who down so much it bears no resemblance of the show that we love and know, right? And this was a gamble by Chibnall that he thought was going to pay off. But see, the thing about it is he wanted to get rid of us and replace them with new fans. But what happened is even those new fans decided to walk away when they seen the shit that he produced, right? So it's backfired. And I keep saying this: if the first episode didn't get the numbers that it got, right, and it got less, and it continued to fall the way it fell, we would be, none of these Geordie fans would be even saying, or the media would be saying that this was a successful show, right? They would actually be worried right now. The fact that the saving grace for this for Series 11 has been the woman who fell to earth and the Rosa episode, and maybe Kerblam. I had 3 spikes during that, right? The rest of the time it declined, right? And even resolution it declined even more. So I don't even hold out hope for Series 12. I will obviously because I know it is the last one now. I am going to watch with and I'm going to actually watch it with a fine tooth comb this time. Series 11 I was watching, but I was making comments during the episodes. Not going to make no comments. I'm going to be taking notes down of everything, right? And then after the episode airs live in the UK, we're going to be going live on this channel and we're going to have a live phone in, so you guys can ring me up and let me know what you liked and didn't like about the episodes. And obviously, I'll have my notes then, and I'll be able to throw out things to you and say, right, what did you think of this scene, and what did you think this meant, and stuff like that. But then I'll be doing another one then later on, because I know everybody doesn't get to see Doctor Who on the same day. So I'll do two of these. I'll do one basically more for the UK fans, and then I'll do another one then for the fans around the world. Obviously, they can't watch the same time as it's on the UK if they don't want to watch and get spoilers. So that's the plan for this channel. And I hope nobody else copies that actual format, because that's the format I'm going with. So I'll actually go mad if I see someone out there that actually does that format. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a live phone in Doctor Who. No other Doctor Who YouTube channel is doing it. I have checked. So I think the Doctor Who fan show did do it years ago, but that's gone now, right? So we'll be doing it. So we'll call it the Tardis. We'll call it something anyway. Let me see. Screw BBC Open Air. It's all about the Tardis Zone Open Air. We'll call it something. We'll think of a name. Do you know what? I might even have a little thing where I'll let you see who comes up with the best name, and we'll go with that for the live phone in. But I'll have to have a catchy name, right? Because remember, like, once the show starts, then YouTube channels again, even though my one has been very active, the rest of the YouTube channels of Doctor Who will start getting active again as soon as Series 12 starts airing. So call it the TARDIS phone. The TARDIS phone. I like that, Arios. RG Ross. Am I saying your name right, by the way, RG Ross? Because I've said it a few. If I'm not saying your name right, RG Ross, if I'm not saying it right, let me know, because I'm sorry about that. Um, so that's what I want to do. So does everybody like that idea? Is that something that you would like to see on this channel? So we do a live phone in right after Doctor Who airs. I'll go live, say a half an hour after, give everybody a chance to calm down, have their cups of tea or their dinner or their tea or whatever, and then we get straight into it. So does everybody like that idea? Do you think that's a good idea? And would you be willing to come on? And remember, folks, if you still come on, right, you will have to, because it will be live. You will have to keep. I know you will be angry and stuff. Some of you might be, but you will have to keep toning it down a little bit, because you know yourself. We don't want to get into trouble. Um, so it's not that I dislike the new series 2005 to 2017. It has its ups and downs and was fairly good overall. But with 2018, Chibnall has decided he doesn't want to make Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker never had a chance. I agree with you. I will agree with you on that. I have made the point that it isn't all her fault, even though she hasn't really endeared herself to the fans, and she could have, come out with different language. I do agree with you. It does fall on Chris Chibnall's head and Pierce Wenger, because he's the guy that gave them the job. Even Star 85 says yes, his heart doesn't seem to be in it. Um, Nerdaholic says, though Moffat was bad for it too. The bit in the Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon, when River says, I'm quite the screamer, wink, cringe rory. I agree with you there. I actually do like the Impossible. That was actually, I like that start of that season. But I do agree with you, all that there's too much cringy crap going on at that stage, wasn't there? NPC is what you call a gathering of Jodie fans. Narcissistic Pratt's convention, says Rocket Runner. The fan show probably didn't allow criticism. Well, look. I'm gonna here's the thing. If I open up the phone lines, and we're obviously gonna have a few pro Jodies wanting to ring in, and I've no problem with that, right? And they can ring in, but if they're gonna ring in just to insult me, then no. But they can come on and they can tell me why they like the show. Now, I have actually heard things about Crystal D, that have surprised me, and I just want to get this out there. But apparently, Crystal D, a lot of the things that she was supposed to do online, and the things that she was writing about on Twitter and doing on Twitter, and all the causes that she was supporting, apparently, it wasn't all her doing. Now you can read into that whatever which way you want to read into it, but that's what I got told. I got told that that's one of the reasons why she's gone, is because she wouldn't play ball. Now whether that's true or not, I do not know. But I mean, she had a little pop at me, she did. And I know she had a pop at me when she put that little post up, and when she got that classic DVD, and she wrote up, oh, maybe I should go and watch that on 1.5 speed. Hashtag, what was it? What did she write? And I actually thought it was the, I think it was the comeback though that was deadly or something. But I think she wrote hashtag shenanigans or something like that, right? So she's basically taking the piss, right? But I know that was a little pop at me because I was the one that went after her over that, and it's funny, like, like, but if it's true that she's been forced to do all this again, I've been harsh on her, and you have know that she's not my favorite person in the fandom. But again, if she was forced to do all this, you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see what our Twitter account has been like since she's left Doctor Who, because obviously she wouldn't be forced to do that. If it still has the same stuff up, then it's bullshit. But Near the Holic says Noel's house party. Okay, it's been done before, but sod it. Ha ha ha. I actually love Noel's house party. Bigger on the outside says it should be called the Tardis call. I like that one. I like that one as well. There's some nice ones here. Bad Wolf 66 says, yeah, the master rap music video was just beyond terrible. I know. And it looks like I'm nearly getting to 400 or 500 subscribers. So it looks like I will have to embarrass myself online now and actually have to sing that feckin' song for you. I didn't think I'd make it. You know what I mean? I thought it was a sure bet that I wouldn't get to 500 subscribers, but it looks like I might actually get there before Christmas. And if I do, I'll stick to my promise. I said if I get to 500 subscribers, I will do it. So I'm going to do a little music video and all to it, right? I'm gonna do a little music video and all to it, right? And it'll all be amateur, so it'll all be done by me. So like, don't criticize me like if the video was not, you know, amazing. It'll be more about the singing, right? Because I used to go around DJing all over Ireland and stuff. I used to sing in the church choir as well. Used to do plays myself, and I also did karaoke all around Dublin city centre and all the top pubs. So I've been singing for a few years, but I haven't sang in a few years now. But uh, I have been singing over the years. Um, so yeah, I might actually have to bleeding sing you a bleeding song now. I honestly didn't think I'd get there. I'm being honest, because like I thought, yeah, because I even said it when I made that bet. I was like, I'm not getting to 500 subscribers. But you are all scared the crap out of me now because this channel is growing. And, I never imagined this. And I keep thanking you, and I always will keep thanking you, because without yous here, I wouldn't have a channel. So thank you. It means a lot. Uh, so everybody is liking the Doctor Who phone in idea. So there you go. But no other channel is doing it now, right? So I will be a bit annoyed if I see other channels doing it, to be quite honest with you, because like, um, I've seen other channels out there, and I won't name them, but I've seen other channels out there kind of starting to do things, basically copy what I'm doing, and it's actually becoming annoying. YouTube channels are supposed to be unique. You're supposed to be able to do your own thing. Do you know what I mean? Do your own thing. Don't be copying someone else's YouTube channel, because it's not flattery. It's actually annoying. That's just me. Maybe that's just me, but I just don't like people. If I come up with an idea, I don't like it being taken. Oh, for feck's sake, no, it means I'm gonna have to actually watch the whole season now. Damn you. Look at near the Holics. Just think of it this way, though. It'll be the last series of Jodie Whittaker's you'll have to watch. And you know what? We might as well just watch it and see how bad or good or how mediocre. We don't know. We really actually don't know. But it'll be interesting. I like Tardis call, says bigger on the outside. I still find it amazing that BBC allow its most popular show to self-destruct High Desert Double Love for. I don't think they've really cared for Doctor Who at all, to be quite honest with you. Al Noida is here. The helpline. I like that one. Nice and simple. And welcome aboard. The suicide hotline. LOL. That's nothing to be joking about now. In fairness, but I get you. I get you're only joking. Suicide. Is a real thing. I've had to deal with that issue myself. Um, I've suffered with depression over the years, as I've told many of you that have followed me from day one. Um, we've seen a couple of YouTubers there take their own life and stuff. Um, yeah, so I get it. I know it was a joke, but I just wanted to throw that out there because we're not bad here. We're just bring out the disco ball and some 70s and 80s music, and everyone can have a party while they review the show. Aries Rock says, not due to gender, the character simply not being written or treated as the Doctor. I think Jodie Whittaker is a very good actor, but I don't think anyone could make Chibnall's Doctor writing work. Angry Pacifist 2 says, make sure it's sometime after the show on the same night, of course. My plan is to review Series 12, so I'll be pausing to take notes every so often. So, yeah, it needs to be an hour or two later. What do you mean? I mean, I have to put my show an hour or two on later. Um, I have to wait. Is that am I reading that right? Am I reading that right? Is that what that says? Make sure it is sometime after the show on the same night. Of course, my plan is to review Series 12, so I'll be taking notes. It needs to be done. It needs to be an hour or two later. Oh, I think you're just saying, yeah, I need to put it up an hour or two after the show. Yeah, well, that'll be the plan. Um, I mean, I don't care how many people have videos up at the same time. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, people are going to be all doing their own reviews anyway, and everybody's going to have their own unique take on it as well. Noel's phone home after party, says Badwolf 66. Uh, Unknown 289 says, I chose 70s and 80s music because we're old men, but we can choose more modern and young music if everyone else wants to. Pronounced Aries Rock. Okay, I got it now. Thank you, Meg. Thank you. And welcome. Welcome. It's nice to have you on board. Noticed you weren't active that much yesterday. Hope you were okay. I was. I wanted to spend a bit of time watching Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who, with my wife, um, and that's what we did. And I just wanted to spend a bit of time uh, with my wife. So yeah, I do that. A lot of YouTubers do that as well. They take take a break from Twitter for a day or two because let's be honest, Twitter is a cesspit. It's full of idiots, and every day there's always some gobshite on me bleeding news feed. It's got something to say. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I've heard it all before. Like, yeah, I mean, the other day I had someone sexist. I said, "Can you not come up with an original? Like, come on." I say, at least if you're going to slag me, and you know what? When someone does come up with something original, I do say, well, it's at least you come up with something original. Thanks. Do you know what I mean? Because I really mean it. Come up with something original. Um, Bad Wolf 66, 1,000 will be a Christmas album for 12 songs. Oh, holy shit. Now you're really pushing. No, I'm not going to make, no, there's no way I'm getting to 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. If that actually happens, I'll do 12 songs. 12 days of Christmas, isn't it? I'll do 12 songs. And you think I won't? I will. I have 12. I could pick 12 songs right now off the top of my head that I could do. Ranging from REM to Phil Collins to Oasis, probably a bit of Robin Williams, might throw in a few boy band songs there and a couple of Christmas numbers. Why not? I used to do it, seriously, I used to do it for a living. You know, before I decided I was going to become a chef and stuff, I used to DJ all over. Um, and I actually miss those days. There's a lot of money to be made DJing. No, we're expecting the performance on par with Pavarotti and the Three Tenors. Otherwise, we'll drink beer. Ah, Jesus Christ! Now you're really setting the bar high there, Nerdaholics. You set a trend all others can do is follow where you lead. I suppose so. I suppose so. I suppose. Angry pacifist rant call. No, see, I don't want it to be that. Sorry, call, not call. I don't want. I actually don't want it to be that. Like, I want people to be able to come in and express their opinions. Yeah, and it doesn't matter whether it's a pro Jody fan or it's a fan that doesn't like the show. At the end of the day, if you have a valid contribution to make to the phone in, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? My job will be to kind of, you know, when you're talking and you're making your call, then like I obviously then I'll ask you a few more questions and stuff like that, and that's the way it'll be. Um, how about the talking Tardis zone for your phone in? I like that one as well. That's actually a good one. The talking Tardis zone. I like that one. St. Noel's Tardis call corner says unknown 289. Uh, Arius Rock says Aries Rock, I should say, says the Doctor is so inept in demons of the Punjab to virtually every story ever where the Doctor actually would inspect a dead body rather than just wave the Sonic and say, I don't know what happened exactly. It's ridiculous. The writing was dumbed down anyway. Uh Ever mix Dalek shaped pasta and Cyberman shaped pasta, you just end up with sauce. One side deletes, exterminates the other. King John, hey Saint Noel, Your Majesty is back. Hello, Your Majesty. Nice to have you here on the live stream. Hope to find you well, Your Majesty. I hope your citizens are well behaved. LOL, Noel's making a Christmas worse for himself. I'm not. I'm not. I'll tell you one thing anyway, right? And this is not me being big headed or anything, but we've all seen Crystal Day's performances, yeah? Well, mine won't be cringe worthy anyway. It's at least I can actually belt out a tune or two. So it should actually. Now I haven't sang in years. I'm not saying I'm brilliant, but I can sing. So like, it won't be bad, and I don't get embarrassed anyway. I won't be singing live, obviously. You know, um, I will do the songs and whack them up. And I might even do a music video. It'd be easy. I just have to walk around the city center or something, get the wife to record it or something, and edit it into the music. It'll be alright. Be amateur, but the song won't. Because as I said, I've had experience DJing, so I'll get the sound. I'll get a sound of good quality anyway. And there'll be no auto tune. I don't do auto tune, so fuck that shit. Um, if my voice sounds crackly, it sounds crackly. End of. I made you a deal, so a deal's a deal. You heard him, everyone. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers for Noel's new album, Noel's Thousands Greatest Christmas Hits, with actual 1,000 songs, no more, no less. 1,000 fucking Christmas songs. Are you joking? I'll be here all day. You could sing how great the Xbox is. Your Majesty, I told you I'm a PlayStation 4 guy. Rocker Runner says, on the first day of Christmas, my true said to me, Jody and Chibnall have been fired from the BBC. Another idea, Noel, you could put a poll up on Twitter picking an episode from the show's history and the winning episode we watched that week, and you do a phone in about that. Actually, that's a great idea. That's actually a great idea. I could put 4 episodes up, ranging from classic to new Who, 2 from classic era, 2 from new Who era, and then let people vote, and then watch it, and then do a phone in on it. And then everybody has to watch the episode too. Yeah. I know people could do live. They do live watch alongs. I will see if I can figure that out. But that's a great idea, Nerdaholics. That's yeah. I think I'll go with that. That'll keep the channel interesting for a while as well, wouldn't it? My citizens are worshipping Xbox. They have been good this week. Ah, that's good for them, Your Majesty. Even Star 85 says, "Gotta go, guys. Thanks, Noel, for a great stream and good night. Good night, and thanks for coming along. Sweet dreams. Yo, yo. Now here's a tale of Chibnall and Whittaker and how they got fired from the BBC. Yeah, nobody will say anything. Unknown 289. Argios says, "What genres of music did you play?" Well, I did a bit of country. I could sing a few Garth Brooks songs. Garth Brooks songs. Um, we have a guy over here called Christy Moore. I could do a couple of his as well. When I was in my younger days, when I used to do karaoke, I used to sing a few Backstreet Boys songs. I used to do REM, Robbie Williams, Phil Collins, Elton John. Um, who else? I did sing that song one time. I only ever sang it once, and I did actually hit the high note, but it was the last time I ever did it because I nearly wrecked my voice. I did the Aerosmith "Don't Wanna Miss a Thing" when it was out at the time. The movie was out, Armageddon. Karaoke, that was a very big song for people to sing. So I sang that once at karaoke because the fella I was doing karaoke's with wanted me to fucking sing the song, and I gave it a go. I actually did hit the high note, but I could never do it after that. I nearly wrecked me vocal cords. Um, uh, how was your tea? I'm not drinking tea. I'm drinking a mad concoction today. Wear a Tardis t-shirt while the phone in. I will be. Don't worry when I actually do the live phone in shows, I will be wearing Doctor Who t-shirts. I won't be wearing these type of t-shirts or the other t-shirts that you've seen me wearing. I will be wearing the Doctor Who t-shirts, Peter. Um, can you sing Gaelic songs? No, I can't. Gaelic songs are very hard to sing, because in Ireland you only get taught Irish in primary school. When I was growing up, and you didn't get taught Irish after that. And I kind of, like most Irish people, were embarrassed to say, don't really speak much Irish. But there's 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 a campaign to keep the language alive. The language, like most languages, is dying out. English is really becoming the dominant language now. Country songs, Old Town Road, please. Um, LOL. Better change that tariff, says angry. Also to angry passive. All right. Not my Doctor Who. Like the idea of a live watch party for Doctor Who episodes. Yeah, I know you could do a live watch party on Facebook, but I would like to do a live watch party on YouTube if we could get away with the whole copyright thing. That's the only problem that we would have on YouTube, because that'd be brilliant. Because while we're watching, then I could have people in the live comments, and then I could reply back. Um, Can you sing in Welsh? Well, no, I'm from Ireland and we don't speak the Welsh language. I know it's Gaelic as well, but their one is different dialect altogether. But like Wales is a nice old little country. Can you sing in Babylonian? I can't, Your Royal Highness. I'm sorry, and I can't sing in Welsh either, King John. And I can't sing in Old English either. I'm sorry, Your Royal Highness. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I'm sorry for letting you down. Don't chop me head off now. You know. So yeah. So that's what I'll So yeah, we'll do. There's loads of suggestions now. So yeah, that's something to definitely look into. What Near the Holic said, I might actually do that. Put a poll up and get you the vote. And I'll leave the poll up for a week, so we can get all the votes in that we can. And then what we'll do is then we'll figure out how I could do a live, maybe a live watch along, have the comments there. Um, and maybe while I'm watching it, then you guys can actually be simultaneously watching it yourselves or something, and then we can talk about certain points as the episode or the story comes along. I think that's a good idea, actually. Um, we've been trying to figure that one out for the Sharknado videos. Cheap plug. People want to watch the full movie show on the screen, but I don't think it's allowed in fair use. Yeah, but I think I heard if you're gonna do something like that, if you're talking or if you mess with the sound of the movie, if you turn the sound up and down or you're talking through it, I think you can get away. I'm not 100% sure, but you do. You see loads of people watching, like reacting to songs, and they play the whole song and they might pause the song for a second, talk, and then play the rest of the song. Um, yeah, I have to. We have to. I have to look. We both have to look because I know yours have been dying to do. But by the way, actually, guys, yeah, um, Nerdaholics, as I always say, they do drunken reviews, and they're doing the Sharknado series, but they also do Doctor Who. They have their own plan for Doctor Who as well. Other very interesting videos. Go and check them out. They're great lads. And give them a sub there as well. So that's the Nerdaholics. So there you go, lads. There's another shout out for you there. How about the Commitments? I love the Commitments movie. If you're gonna ask me to sing, all you wanna do is ride around Sally Riot, Sally Riot. I'm only messing. Yeah, it's a good movie. Um, um, Rocker Runner says deaf people tell me I have a singing voice. Good man, good man, good man. Oh, Rocker Runner, you're always at it, aren't you? Always, always. Right. So what have we got? 20 minutes left. Jesus, that's at the flying in tonight. Um. So, yeah. So just as everybody knows, the whole thing with Hangouts is up in the air. Um, I know there's other YouTubers using new stuff, but as we have figured out, apparently you can't get any of that on my Chromebook. So unfortunately, right now, all the interviews that I had bloody planned are now have to be put on the back burner until I figure out a way of uh of getting people on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The one thing that was actually good about Google Hangouts, and to get rid of it. I don't care if the video was 720 for what we needed it for. It was perfect, and they've decided that it's gone. And not only that, they haven't actually replaced it with anything that's decent. And out there that I've seen just seems to be way too complicated. With Hangouts, it was easy. It was one or two steps, three steps at most, right? Now everything else that you get, you have to adjust this, adjust that, do this, do that, and I can't even get the crap on my Chromebook. So I mean, I know people were saying like, why don't you go out and buy a computer? But I mean, I really can't. I know, but I don't want to. I don't. I do the pre-records on my phone. That's no problem. It's the live stream guests. I wanted to do it live. I wanted to bring guests on live. Um, so that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. Look, I'll figure it out. There has to be a way of getting them on live. Skype. Yeah, I could do Skype near the Holics, but as you know yourself, Skype is very, very unreliable. You'll be there in the middle of a conversation and then the screen will just go, or you won't hear them. It's happened a lot when I've done the pre-records. Um, when I was doing them with John the White, when I was doing the interviews with him, he was using Skype and it was very, very bad. That's why when and I wouldn't even mind. I only found Google Hangouts myself only a couple of weeks ago, and then I find out it's gone. So I'm rightly annoyed because, like, obviously, like it was the easiest thing for me to use, and now it's gone. And now I have to find so it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, to be fair, it's glitchy as sin. Yeah, unless you pay premium, of course. See, this is the thing about Skype. You can go premium, but then you only get a certain amount of minutes. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think they've shot themselves in the foot getting rid of Google Hangouts. To be quite honest with you, um, because I don't know. It's like as if even YouTube themselves, even though that platform is for people like me, it's like as if they're trying to stop all these stop YouTube channels from happening. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to make it as hard as possible to get their content out there. But I mean, YouTube thrives if they make it as easy as possible for the people using their platform. I just don't get it. YouTube is part of MSM these days, says Bad Wolf 66. Yeah, it's just ridiculous because it kind of it's at the round and everything for me. Because I mean, the list of guests that I had coming on, seriously, I'm actually annoyed. I had some great guests coming on, and even the nerdaholics themselves were going to come on at some stage when they got a chance. Do you know what I mean? Had some great guests coming on. Ridiculous. Before Google bought it, it gave everyone a voice. Bad Wolf 66. Yeah, well, I'll figure something out. It's not the end of the world. It's just like I could still do my own live streams. But the whole point was I wanted to bring people on. And now I'll have to set up all these different things now to set up this phone thing and all this. Oh, that's just like it's doing me head in. Look, I knew running a YouTube channel isn't easy, and I do hear people give up about their YouTube channels all the time. I can understand it because it can be very frustrating, especially if you want to get your content out there and you're being basically hindered. I think YouTube and Google are trying to make it harder for YouTubers to use. I don't know why they would do that because without YouTubers, YouTube wouldn't be making the revenue that they're making. So I don't know. And I mean, apparently YouTube are supposed to be bringing out their own extension thing, but I don't know. But why didn't they bring that out now? I don't know. Maybe they have. We'll figure it out now. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. There's BitChute, but you can live stream on. Yeah, but the thing about BitChute is right. It's everybody is just using BitChute at the moment as a backup. I know Ballstrek has one, and I know Near the Holic has one, and I think I did set up one. I don't think it's still there, but I think I was because I wanted to join their channels. But again, that's only a backup. YouTube is where the audience is, and even those lads will admit that that's where the audience is. That's where your audience is on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? You start moving to all these, and then your BitChute will just go down the same way as YouTube. Better off doing is standing their ground on YouTube and trying to get it through to YouTube that they need to be a bit more, you know, lenient. You know what I mean? Like there's YouTubers out there that I know now, right at this moment in time, that are faking videos, and I won't name names, but there's a certain person out there faking videos, and they're getting away with it, and they're making loads of bloody money, right? Cheating people, right? Why don't they target those? They're targeting people that complain about bleeding Brie Larson in Captain Marvel, or they target people that have a problem with Star Wars. But yeah, people that are blatantly, and then there's another YouTuber in England or something pretending to be gone missing or something, And then her boyfriend saying on Instagram that she's fine, and then she was found all of a sudden. But apparently, she pulls stunts like this all the time. YouTube is the way to go. Exactly. This is where the main audience is. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, can you guys honestly tell me if I moved to BitChute that the 400 odd subscribers that I have would go on to BitChute? No, I would lose my audience altogether. I would lose it. It'd be gone. It'd be no point then doing this. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd be starting from scratch again. And I'm sorry, but I put too much work into this YouTube channel to just give up on it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, YouTube need to cop on. It's as simple as that. YouTube need to cop on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Uh, but no, seriously, it's getting ridiculous. But you know, It's all gonna come to a head at some stage. It does. I mean, YouTube can't keep doing what they're doing. I mean, people are putting videos up and they're getting demonetized straight away for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had a strike on my channel because I did a video exposing people that were trying to get someone sacked out of the Doctor Who universe. Right? I get a strike for that. Apparently I was the bully. But even though they were bullying Big Finish to have this person sacked. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. As I said, even on Twitter, like you have cheaters on Twitter in Lance Armstrong. You have an alleged killer. Well, we all know he did it, right? But we'll just say alleged killer, O.J. Simpson on it, right? You've got other creepy idiots on Twitter. Oh, and also just to point out, I don't know if a lot of you know this. So this person that's been going around on Twitter. He goes under the name of Pikachu, I think it is, or Zeno, whatever the crap, right? But he was exposed as a paedophile, right? Now he was banned off Twitter, right? They've managed to get him off Twitter, right? He was exposed. All these tweets and all the other stuff and all the other forums and all were put all over the place for him to be exposed. Now apparently he's turned up on Instagram. Now this person, right, was caught out, and then he said he was going to seek help and all this, and he was sorry. This person now is on Instagram now. So if anybody's on Instagram and you see an Instagram account with Pikachu, just look at the type of content, type of content that they have, and you will see, oh, that grooming piece. Yeah, he's back. He's back on Instagram there, the Holics. He's back on Instagram. Yeah. Just saying, someone put a screenshot up there and showed us he's back on Instagram. Um, the point that I will make is why hasn't this guy been arrested when there's plenty of evidence and we've seen it? Well, I've seen it. Um, he's chatting to underage girls. Like, so why isn't he locked up? I mean, they removed him from Twitter finally after several accounts, but they finally got rid of him. So why is he still? Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. I really don't. But see me, if I do a video, right? If I was to get all that information now, right? Seriously, if I was to get all that information now, right, and put that in the video or whack it up on my YouTube channel, I guarantee you within 20 minutes it'd be taken down and I'll get another strike on my channel, right? You can't expose these people. You're not allowed because if you do, you're called a bully, right? So you're trying to protect kids, but you're the bully. Go figure. That's the internet for you today. That's the internet for you today. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. So we've got 10 minutes to go, so we'll just talk about Friday night. So Friday night's live stream is going to be, as I said, it's going to be a bit more of a chill out zone. So basically, we could talk about almost anything. So we could talk about obviously aliens, conspiracy theories, anything you want, within reason, obviously. Um, So if there's topics of conversation, um, any topics of conversation that you want to be brought up on the live stream on Friday, go to me Twitter. I will actually put up a post. I'm putting up a post right now. Um, and it's basically going to say, if you have any ideas for Friday's live stream, please leave a suggestion. Right, so that's gone up on to Twitter right now. So after this live stream, if anybody follows me on Twitter, yeah, if you have any ideas for the live stream on Twitter, or if you have any, yeah, as unknown 289 says there, everybody get your best conspiracy theories ready. So if there's any conspiracy theories out there that you actually want me to talk about and look into, I will, and then we'll discuss it on this channel. Right, again, this thing I wanted to do for the Friday night was actually bring on a couple of people and have a conspiracy theory chat and stuff. I might still, I'll see if I could do that for Friday. If I will text a couple of people later on to see if they'd be available, and we'll try get two people on, and we'll talk about conspiracy. It'll be good. We'll talk about conspiracy theories, whatever you want, haunted stories, urban legends, you name it, the Mandela effect, global warming, climate change, whatever you want to call it, anything. Right? Friday's live stream is just a chill out one. Um, Not my Doctor Who says, I want to talk about every conspiracy theory that Chibnall is a good sci-fi writer. I find it hard to believe myself. That would be very good to explore, and we will explore that in more detail. Unknown 289 says Superman is really Clark Kent. Dave, they're never seen at the same time or same place. What's other evidence do you need? Exactly. And remember the time where he was it when Lois Lane falls into the water, isn't it? And he cuts he uses his yeah. I get you, I get you. And when the little boy falls into the dam, and then like Clark is gone to get his hot dogs, and then he comes back and he misses Superman. Woo! Love it. So yeah, Fridays, as I said, Friday show uh we'll just talk about almost anything, as I said, within reason. And there's a few things as well. I like talking conspiracy theories myself. I've got a few. My favorites would be obviously there's some of the big ones. So the JFK conspiracy has always been one that I've the moon landing conspiracy has always been another one that I'm fascinated by. Titanic is another one. There's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding that. Where the two ships swapped, or was it actual Titanic? Conspiracies like that. So I mean, I'm mad into the conspiracy. So I'm gonna love Friday nights, because Friday nights for me are gonna see me a bit more, far more relaxed. I say, because I could talk about conspiracy theories for hours. If we were gonna do it now, I'd be on all night. Trust me. Near the Holic says, other evidence, a pair of glasses, if the TV show was anything to go by. Here, but didn't Henry actually try that experiment in New York, didn't he? Didn't he walk around with a pair of glasses on, dressed, pretended to be, basically, he went as Clark Kent, but didn't tell and nobody noticed him until he actually took off the glasses. The Titanic one is a good one to talk about, and I've looked into that one before. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, I love the Titanic one. Angry pacifist. The doctor killed Kennedy and sank the Titanic. We saw the pictures in Rose, says angry pacifist too. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I do like the Titanic one, but there's so many conspiracy theories with the Titanic. But I will say this: I do believe that the ship that is on the bottom of the ocean is the Titanic. I do not believe for one second that the ships were uh, swapped. And I will add that the rumor of the swapping did actually come from an Irishman. And I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but it is the truth. You know, back in those days, Irishmen wouldn't have been the most reliable to be listening to about information. So, you know, I'd call bullshit on that one. Um, Recently discovered photographs actually on the Titanic that historians found. Actually, we all know that there was a raging fire on Titanic when it set off. What people didn't realize is how bad the fire was, because there's two photographs in particular that show a side of the ship, and you can actually see that it's warped from the heat. And it was actually the side of the ship that got hit by the Titanic. So that would explain why the Titanic went down so quick. There was still a fire on that ship while it was sailing. Madness, because that would never happen today. Where are we? We're nearly there, and we got 5 minutes to go. Talk about the old lady that was at JFK's assassination who had the camera. I wasn't surprised by her death. I forgot her name. Is that the woman that wore the yoke? I think they interviewed her. Um, and they interviewed a couple of people that were there that day. I think the Umbrella Man has been also ruled out. Um, but look, again, as I've always said with these conspiracy theories, right, especially the one like the JFK assassination and 9/11 for me, I do not for one second believe the official stories of both of those uh, incidents. I don't. Now, Lee Harvey Oswald, do I believe that he was part of it? Yeah, he was. He was, but I think he was a patsy. I think he was used. I think his handler. I think he was groomed to take the fall for this. I do believe when he said himself, when he said he was a patsy, I really do believe that. I do really believe that there was someone at the grassy knoll. I do believe that there was more than one shooter. And if everybody believes the magic bullet theory, seriously, the magic bullet theory is actually so fucking ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, people buy into this bull. Uh Loch Ness monster is always a fun one. Yeah, I was actually disappointed when that was debunked though. Lady Di was killed by Prince Charles, says Angry Pacifist 2. Unknown 289, not a conspiracy theory, but there was a new species of prehistoric human sized penguin found today in New Zealand. Not my Doctor Who says, did NASA actually land on the moon? Is always a good one, LOL. Well, you see, here's the thing, right? Do I believe we landed on the moon? I'm not sure, right? Am I going to say definitive no? No. Because again, I don't know. I will never know because I can't actually get it into a spaceship and actually go to the moon myself. Do I believe it's possible to go to the moon when we say we did? Um, well, let's just put it this way: 30 years ago, they had the first plane, right? Well, a little over 30 years ago, they had the first plane, and then 30 years later, they had a rocket that could go into space. Does that not seem very fast or very quick in technology? The jump in technology there. Also, we're led to believe, uh, that they were able to get through the Van Allen radiation belts, and then go straight to the moon, right? Land on the moon, and then go back up, connect with the rocket, and then fly back to the Earth, and then touch down safely in the sea somewhere, right? Here's the thing: I'd believe all that if it wasn't for a NASA documentary where I said, where your man comes out and says, I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. but we can't because we just don't have the technology today. And because we destroyed all the trajectory and all the original files got to do with the moon landing. And also on top of that, to show how dumb we were, we actually got rid of the original footage of the Apollo 11 moon landing. The only footage that you actually see is a third party footage. You've never actually seen the real footage because we don't have the real footage because we got rid of it. The biggest human achievement, yeah, and they lost their telemetry, right? Or they destroyed it and destroyed all information connected to every single moon landing, right? And people don't think that there's something suspicious there. I'm not saying we didn't land on the moon, but why are they trying so hard to hide things? And the photographs are the biggest piece of evidence as well, because if anybody knows anything about the photographs and you see the little crosses on those photographs, there's a name for them, but basically it's a slate and it has these little crosses on them. So when you take the picture, these crosses are on it. There's a name for them, right? Uh, but even if you see them, they're out of place on some of the photos. So some of the NASA photos have been altered, right? So begs the question, why have they altered the photographs? But look, we'll get into all that and much more on Friday night because now we have hit the 3 hour mark. And yeah, so uh, thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you all had a good time tonight. I certainly did. Sorry about earlier on, those trolls earlier on. Um, obviously, it's going to happen a lot more. But I've got some great moderators, and I'd like to thank you all, by the way. So I want to thank all my moderators tonight, including the missus, who's probably asleep now. Um, I want to thank you all, and a couple of you are saying good night, Nerdaholics, good night, Peter, good night, Argyros, and good night, Unknown, and the rest of you. Listen, I've had a fantastic night. I will talk to you all again. Good night, not my Doctor Who. I'll talk to you all again on Friday night. So enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll talk to you at the start of the weekend, Friday night. Actually, do you know what? Actually, sorry, I forgot. I forgot to say. Um, I won't be on Friday. I will be on Friday, but I'll be on tomorrow night as well. I forgot to tell you. I'm actually coming on tomorrow as well. Um, because I feel like it because everybody's enjoying it, and I'm just gonna come on because I want to do one more Doctor Who kind of live stream before we do the weekend one. So uh, I'll be only on for an hour or two tomorrow. Won't be a long live stream tomorrow night, but I'll do one. I might come on around 4 or 5 or something. We'll see. But I'll talk to you all tomorrow, and then I'll talk to you Friday night for the. And as I said, I have that tweet up on Twitter, so go and check it out. If you have any ideas, any conspiracy theories, whatever you want to talk about, Friday, let me know. Then what I'll do then is I'll look more into it then, so I can take out the more interesting facts, and then we can talk about and stuff like that. So I hope you all had a good one. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Good night and God bless, and I shall see you tomorrow. Don't forget to give that video a like and